And I'm Cassidy King. I got my chef to the left, Brendan B. I got the wall over to my right, and this is the Sports Goombahs Show, powered by the sportsgoombahs.com, live from the 515 studios here in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And we're rocking and rolling sports, anything else you can think of. Give us a call.
267-563-2893, baby.
That's the Sports Goombahs Smoke phone. You also can text us on that or check us out on Facebook and Twitter, Cassidy King, Facebook, the Sports Goombahs. Also, we are Instagram at sports_Goombahs. All right, let's get right to where we're at here. I mean, today we're coming into this week thinking, well, it's the dull time of sports.
Oh, yeah.
In Philadelphia, pretty much everywhere, for us to have conversation. But what does happen? Chip, my main man, Kelly, Chip Potato himself comes through with material as usual.
Not only him, he causes other people to create us material too.
Yeah, it's unbelievable what the Eagles do for sports talk, and it makes the sports talk so great, especially in this town. And of course, I scanned all the radio stations, all the sports talk, and listened to everybody beefing. And I'm talking beefing about Sean McCoy going, Jeremy Maclin going, and even talk about Chip Kelly being a racist, which is ridiculous, which we'll get into in a little bit. Stephen A. Smith, what a clown. And I'll be the first to say it, and I'll promote it too, because he is a clown. Anyway, the way I see it, Chip's rebuilding a football team the way he wants it. I don't care who he gets rid of. Let's remember one thing. You don't win Super Bowls with individuals. You just don't do it, especially in football. Okay, I don't care if they're Pro Bowl players. If they don't fit a system that's being built, and Chip is building his system. Let's face it, that's what it is. Okay, I have no problem with what he's doing. He's filling in the blanks. He's making sure he gets defense, and it's his team. Let him do what he wants to do with it. It's what coach comes into the NFL and takes other players from other coaches on the team and tries to win with it. It just doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
Especially at quarterback. I don't know what he's doing at quarterback just yet. Sanchez gets signed again. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm figuring he's his backup regardless, or his mentor one way or another, if he gets Mariota or not. I don't know. Or whoever he brings in.
He's a good backup to have.
He's the number one backup to have in the league. He was the number one prospect that you were going to go out there. If people didn't understand before, last year or 2 years ago, when Deshaun was cut, we're going to miss him. He's going to hurt us. He's going to burn us. How many wins did Washington have? 4. He did burn us, though.
He burned us, but I know what you're saying.
It's a non-factor. You're talking about, I'm just proving your point. Right. You cannot go forward. Was Deshaun Jackson being on his team going to get you to the next level? Not with that attitude. No, obviously.
Not him alone. Yeah.
Not him alone. No.
Right. Yeah. What was there is that if I'm a coach and I'm getting paid millions of dollars, and now I'm the GM too. Well, once he became GM, you knew this was going to happen. He's now director of player personality, so to speak. He's going to player personality, not player personality.
No, I know exactly what you meant. I heard you right. Yeah.
So, and he's going to bring his player, and with the Kelly operation, and he saw it in Oregon, right? It's a fit. It's a puzzle offense. You put players who do their job in their spots, and that's what he's going to do. And it might take a couple years. What the fans of Philly don't understand is that it takes time. Yep. And we have no patience here in this town because we haven't had a winner. And with the team that he had so far, he wasn't going to have a winner. I have a contender, but not a winner.
I don't even know if he had a contender, because if he would have had a contender, we would have gotten past round 1 already. Then.
Right. And if you look at the teams that are coming up, Dallas improved over the year. The Redskins, New York, and you know about the Giants.
Yeah.
They're a team to watch because they're young. And in the NFL, when you're young and good, it's when you progress. Redskins are in big trouble. I don't know.
Yeah.
But other than that, they have a division that can be won with a mediocre team. You know, you don't have to have the best team in the East right now, but you have to contend. And that's what the Eagles had until they made these moves. And they might still have it because we don't know what they're going to do so far. Frank Gore, did you tell me when you came in? Frank Gore is now...
He's reconsidering.
Yeah.
Reconsidering.
Oh, they got all the time in the world.
Well, he probably
tomorrow.
He probably just found out that he would be playing for a racist coach, so he's reconsidering.
Excuse me, guys. Back in 2 seconds.
Well, good.
No, what I was going to say is when it comes to the moves that are made by Chip, and I'm not even going to get into the Stephen A thing yet. He said running backs. They're a dime a dozen. I've said this since the second it happened. Is he one of the better ones? Absolutely is.
Yeah. But we also, I think we both agreed on this show, if getting rid of him either through trade or cap space or for whatever reason to get money involved or whatever, to free up room to go after more pressing needs, because we know of all years, I think it was you that brought it up that this draft is really good for backs. This draft is really good this year.
No, that was him.
Maybe it was Cashy. That you were wide receivers.
There's a lot of wide receivers here.
You know, so there is room to go, and if you have Chip's system, like he said, now, I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't know college, but how many superstars came out of Oregon all those winning years?
Kiko Alonso.
Okay,
right. The rookie of the year.
One or two, right?
Well, yeah.
Well, okay, out of a crop of all those guys. He put together winners and a stretch of winners with people who, with his system, got them. You know, we always talked about it in baseball and hockey and other sports.
Team like that.
Guys, they're guys that make other people better than them. They're the great ones. You know, Wayne Gretzky, Marilyn Lemieux in hockey. Right. They took other teammates around them and made them better. This is what Chip does. He takes your average to above average player and makes them play beyond their potential with his system.
And here's another thing. If you look at this league right now, wide receivers don't need that many years to become players in this.
Nope.
I think I mentioned this like
the rules
weeks or months ago.
The development,
It's because in high school, you know, back in the mid 90s, if you're in high school, it's run, punt, run, punt, run, maybe pass punt. Right. Nowadays, it's spread offense, running gun. You're seeing that from a high school, and that's why quarterbacks are coming in at a higher rate of, instead of, you don't have to sit the full year anymore. You can come right in and throw. Same thing with the receivers; they can come right in and run, and they've been running professional offenses for 5-6 years now.
I just think there's just jealousy in the NFL, and there's the Chip Kelly way of things. He's taken over this league from the first time he came in, right? His offense, what he does, scoring points, and now he's taking it to another level where he's disrupted the draft, so to speak. He's doing outrageous things like letting go Pro Bowl players. And what you have to understand is something. Jeremy Maclin, I don't have a problem with that. The guy's making $11 million.
Yeah, you're not going to match that. Wide
receiver,
and we're not going to pay McCoy $11-12 million. We're not
that has nothing to do.
Jeremy Maclin $11 million.
Nothing to do with his ability of what he's doing. I mean, that's just money right there. And
it's a business.
Well, you look at it, if you knew that you were going to spend like $9 to $10 million on your receivers at most, and you thought that was a significant bump for him, and then we'll take care of you later on, blah, 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 or whatever. And if they found out $11 million right off the bat, they were out of the running.
It's
fine.
It's not that we let Maclin go. It's that Maclin got a better offer.
That's not how it's played out. That's not how it's played out.
No, of course
not. That's not sexy enough in the media.
Yeah, you gotta have a story. Go, Chips let him go.
Yeah, he's letting him go
because can afford him.
It's like anything else in football, but when you have a team put together like he's putting it together, and has he won anything? No. He's been in the league for 2 years? Has he shown progress? Yeah, I think last year injury of a quarterback probably stopped him from making the playoffs.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, and it wasn't because anything they did. And so you put that together, what he's done so far without his players. These are guys he didn't bring in.
Yep.
Okay, and from what we can tell, the ones that he's letting go now were, what's his name?
Big Reds.
Not even Andy's? Big Reds. What's his name? The other GM. Howie Roseman players and stuff like that. So to me, I can wait a couple years. I don't care. I can wait a couple years for a team that will contend for many years instead of waiting for him to build something real fast like he almost had 2 years ago. Can you imagine the Eagles went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago by accident? What a false team we would have had now, like that Flyers team that went to the Stanley Cup. And now everybody thought the years after that they should be a great hockey team. What happened? They weren't that good then.
No.
They got lucky. And that's what happens in sports.
That's what happened. Well, that's a classic example.
Right.
That's what you have when you have a great coach.
Right.
We had Lavi. He was a great coach.
Right.
They didn't know how to handle him, so they let him do what he did, and he only took you to the freaking,
we'll have to talk about Lavi later in the show about it. The Dow Jones Nashville Predators were
switching. Yeah. Switching it up, baby. But here's the thing, too. If you look at, like you said, and this was a key point I've been waiting for the right opportunity to bring back up. And we talked about ball, possession of the ball and how this defense couldn't keep up with the other team. He's he's dropping his age like 5 years, 3, 4, or 5 years on his defense. He's getting very fit guys.
Right.
He's not changing his philosophy. He's just getting guys that can run.
Think about what you're saying. He's shoring up a defense. Remember, he scored 30 points a game with Sanchez back there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's scoring points with the team he had now. Regardless, the offense doesn't matter. The offense itself, until the NFL catches up with it, and they will. It'll take another year before you know it.
Maybe 2.
Yeah. To catch up to it or start using it themselves. His defense is now all he cares about. I'm thinking all Chip cares about is stopping other teams now.
Yeah, because he knows that what he's going to put on the field offensively is going to work.
Right.
So now it's just a matter of stopping another team.
He doesn't want to have a track. He doesn't want to have a track meet. You can't in the NFL. You can't have a track meet. That's trouble. You don't know who's going to win when you start doing stuff like that. You're depending on who has the ball last with the clock.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was his whole point of it last year. Going, look, our guys can't. The guys you gave me can't compete. Let me do what I got to do.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't surprise me if that was his whole point of argument too. He was not. He's obviously a smart guy. He's not going to change his game plan, even with what he's got. Let's just say he doesn't get Mariota. Even though there's probably
he's got backup.
He's got a backup plan.
Yeah. And
your backup plan is, but here's my concern. Is it going to be Nick or is it going to be Sanchez this year?
I think here's the thing. You signed Sanchez for 2 years, right? So you're telling me that he's going to be around. So it's
Foles' job.
It's Foles' job. But
Foles' job, 100%.
But I don't know if Foles, and the reason Sanchez is there is because right now they have to line themselves up with some quarterbacks. In case things don't go right for him.
Sanchez is an adequate backup plan.
He's not
when it comes to backup quarterbacks, he's about, like you said, it's about as good as you're going to get.
Yep. And he figures if it doesn't happen this year, or he has to get a second round quarterback,
he's got it
with that kind of with the second round quarterback, the type that he needs. He has somebody in there who can hold the ship together until either Foles or Sanchez can hold the ship together until they can, round out whoever they're picking. That's his backup deal. So if you look at everything he's doing, it's a plan here.
Now I hope if that's the case, I hope it sticks to that plan, because lately in the NFL in the last 5 to 10 years, we don't see that. We see guys getting thrown to the wolves. Well, and, the whole mentoring system anymore is completely gone with quarterbacks.
But here's what happened when Lurie made him the king of the team. Okay, what he did is he said, "Kel, you're here for a while. I don't care what the media says. I don't care what guys, the in-the-nose of the NFL, and all that bullshit who's just trying to get stories saying, if he doesn't do it this year because he made all these moves, he's gone." Bullshit. This guy's around to stay. This is Jimmy Johnson's type of a team where he's going to trade off everybody. Not like the deal Jimmy Johnson made back then for Herschel Walker, but what he can do, the limits that he can do this year, he'll do to get his players in there. But what I'm saying is he's here for the long haul. If he goes down the drain these 2 years, he's not losing his job. He's just not. Because he's hired in a way that's telling you that that's what he's here for. If he was the type of coach is do for me now, it's what you can do for me now, there's no way Lurie makes him king of the hill.
You don't bring in a guy with such a unique philosophy to where it's going to be so different than everybody else's just to give him 2-3 years and say, oh, it didn't work, you're gone.
Absolutely.
Because then you leave him, then you're gone. It's all his guys.
Right.
And now it's like, okay, well, if you put in a regular NFL situation, that's not going to, that's an
they're
awful
look
team.
Even worse.
Even worse.
So he's building.
It's a long-term thing.
So like the people I've been hearing today, and I tried to, I listened to a lot of other city sports talk just to see it. Nobody would gives a shit except the ESPNs and the NFL.com because it's the story. But other local towns don't give a crap unless they're involved in some deal.
The KC, they're jumping up and down.
Yeah, well, because look what they have.
They didn't have a wide receiver with a touchdown last year.
Yeah, and not even that. It's Andy Reid. They know they're not winning anything. They might get close one day, but they're not going to win anything. That's the bottom line with that guy. But if you look at it, like I said, the build of this team is based totally on patience. And if you're a fan and you don't have patience, look at this city. We've been waiting how long for a Super Bowl? The hell's the difference? To get one and go crazy, to try to get one with what you had before because you want to win a Super Bowl? Or do you want to have your quote-unquote gold standard? You want to have your Pittsburgh Steelers type organization, your New England Patriot type organization, which you know quite well. Jeffrey Lurie is looking at that organization.
Yep.
Because that's whether they're cheating or whatever the hell they're doing. Doesn't matter. They're winning Super Bowls and they're contending every year with a Super Bowl. Now, we understand about the class quarterback that they have, but they plug in players. That's what they do. And that's what's winning. So when you see something that's winning in a situation or successful, you follow it to a point. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to follow a situation to where he doesn't need the superstars. You don't have to, sign everybody, and you just get players who can fit their spots. He's got 3 running. If he gets Gore, if Gore decides to come, if he doesn't get Gore, there's going to be someone else out there.
Somebody else, yeah.
Dorsett.
Yeah,
Corset or something like that.
Forsett.
I
don't think
or
he's a free
Spiller. Spiller seems to be the obvious. You don't have a team right now.
Yeah,
that's the latest talk I've heard on a thing.
But Bush is left to right. He needs this tough up the front running back.
Well, Spiller's not up. He's not like a north south either.
Yeah, that's well.
He's fragile.
But anyway, you have 3 players that you can bring in and out. Okay, players that can play every down, every other down, bring plays in, do what he does, work the system the way it's supposed to be worked on offense. Now, once again, last year what they lacked was the quarterback that could run on the outside. And I still don't think Sanchez is that. I can't believe I'm talking Sanchez. I really didn't think he'd be here. I thought there'd be a backup. I
thought he'd get a job somewhere else. At least contending for a starting spot.
Didn't we talk about him going to the Bills?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because there was interest in it, and then it just fizzled away.
I thought that was a done deal. I know they couldn't do it, but I thought that was already in the mix out there. That's why I was shocked.
Well, the Bills traded for Castle last week.
Right. That's
that job is out of the running now.
Done.
Right. Bills. We'll talk about material. Now we get to listen to Rex, and I get the beef on him all year. Plus, he's got Deshaun there, so he's got players happening. So Buffalo might be LeSean. Yeah, he might be
wrong Sean.
Whatever. He's the gone Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Rich Sean. Mm-hmm. Real rich Sean. It's funny how you go from anger to
everybody's
because they get their cash.
Well, everybody's initial reaction all over Facebook and social media was just like, what's he doing? It's the worst. Blah, blah, blah. Like I was saying to you, it's running backs don't matter.
No,
it really doesn't matter.
Especially ones that not to downplay what he did last year, but when I could sit there and you could sit there and I don't know plays. I didn't play football in high school. I didn't say I don't know any of that crap. And I sit there and go, he don't look right. And there was obviously something that didn't look right, whether or not he's not following the plays or there was poor or whatever it was. He didn't look right.
He finished with a great season.
Yes.
But the first half of the year, he didn't look good.
Yeah, chopped up. But the offensive line too. He real chopped up.
Yeah, but the first half of the year, what was our record?
It was good. Yeah,
so when he became better, we got worse.
And
I'm not saying it's his fault.
Listen, it is his fault because Chip saw that. He saw that developing, how the team is not. It's not a running team. Okay, run is a big part of what they do, but they don't focus on. Once again, you got your quarterback in a shotgun, which is not conducive to a hardcore running back trying to find holes. Okay, it's and that's the way this offense is going to be, especially if he gets the right quarterback. So he needs the Reggie Bush type, the running back who's standing next to his quarterback, reading what the quarterback is reading the option.
Yeah, and that's why I don't think you need to bring in that big north-south guy because Polk he did a fine job at that.
If you can stay healthy,
if you get even just another the Bush Spiller, the guy we have now, Sproles type, that's fine as long as you have Polk. We're not going to be a pound at 20, 25 times.
Chip understands now. Much like San Francisco found out that when you use his read option with that type of quarterback, when you get to the 1st and goal at the 5, you can't use it. You got to go back to NFL smash mouth up the middle football.
And Chris Polk did a great job with that.
And the Eagles caught that. Their inability to score from the goal line cost them the playoffs last year and cost them 2 big games we know about. So and you look at San Francisco With Kaepernick, it cost them a Super Bowl because they couldn't get the ball in from the end zone, and it cost them a chance from the playoffs, 2 years ago. Same situation, same spot too, right down at the goal line. So everybody's seeing what goes on with this type of football, and you got to improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Now,
that's the deal.
Now, let's address the other rumors because you said Kaepernick.
Yeah, I heard of that. Well,
Kaepernick and then Foles to St. Louis in a 3-way deal or something.
I don't know if I want Kaepernick. If I can get Mariota, if I can get him, I don't want to deal with that. If they got the plan to get him, I don't. If they do get Kaepernick, it means they couldn't do it. Now, does Kaepernick need a change? I think so. Once again, San Francisco has a new quarterback. I mean, a new coach who's going to want to
do everything. That team is
right.
It's gutted.
That team is a mess.
And here's what happens: either that's a good thing for a new coach because he has a quarterback who's capable, but if he's not running that system, that means Kaepernick's not going to be used well unless you're going to make him a pocket quarterback. And I don't know if he's not
a pocket quarterback.
Right. So he might be. This might be the what's going on with Chip right now. Yeah, I mean Kaepernick. What's he? 4th year?
Yeah.
Fourth year player. So he's still and he knows the system and
relatively
it could last for a couple years with him.
If he's big. He as a running quarterback.
Money's huge.
He's never been like an injury risk, despite.
But
he was
being a runner.
He did get beat. 2 years ago, he got beat up.
But he didn't. He never missed a game. If he missed a game, he would have lost his job back to Smith. But he didn't do that.
Well, Smith's gone already by then.
Can you name their backup? Because I don't think their backup took a snap.
No, I can't. But I know he stopped running the ball.
He stopped running, but he's still playing.
Well, I understand
that's the key thing.
But that hurt him, though. His inability to be able to run hurt him and allowed the defense not to have to spy on him. I mean, he's still capable when he wants to, but it's like he's running the ball once in the first half and once in the second half after getting hit. And a couple times,
we all know that style of just drop back and run does not work. It doesn't work.
Not unless you're Wilson. But he's just like I said that we'll talk about that team too. I mean that team is going to go downhill. I mean I still think the coach is in shock for the most part. Every interview I see with him, he just doesn't look right, man. He looks pale and disheveled for some reason.
Yeah, but if you know you made the biggest mistake of your life on a national stage, it's going to take a while to get over that.
You have to win your players back, your confidence back, yourself and everybody else. Most part. But as far as locally with the team, it's patience. It's key here, and just watch, grow with the team. Like we did with the Phillies back in the early 2000s. We grew with the players. We grew with the team. We enjoyed the championship. The Phillies won so much more because we didn't bring in a ton of free agents from other teams. We grew with the team. That's what's going to happen here. You're going to enjoy winning more when you do it within. You got to keep players around. You get young players, you get 5-year deals with. You're going to be around for a 5-year run. If you start bringing in these free agents, high-priced free agents, after 2 years, they first of all, you start bringing in. So let's put it this way: if they bring in, let's just take an instance for a player who's going to sign a new contract. It's when you have him on your team for a couple years, he's still worried about his 3rd year of keeping himself together. But when you're young and you're fighting for that first contract, and that's why you see teams winning Super Bowls with young players, because it's a different mindset, because it's not as much as a career as an opportunity for it to become a career.
To become a big payday.
Yeah,
and
right.
You mentioned kind of like, and it's funny because I posed this exact question to my brother like 2 days ago after we started making these signings. Can you name one free agent we ever brought in that played 3 years or more? Can you name any?
In this era?
In this era of Eagles. One free agent signing that played longer than 3 years or more.
I'm going back to Santi Samuels. Did
he play 3?
No.
2.5.
Namdi didn't do anything?
That's a good call.
They cut him all.
I'm going to linebacker. I'm thinking, no, we haven't had a linebacker on this team. A linebacker is worse than worse than the quarterback position.
Javon Curse played, 2 years?
Yeah. You're going all the way back then.
I'm saying since like 2000. We never
you mean a free agent? Yeah,
free agent.
Yeah,
just free agent.
Homegrown, we've keeping.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, sure.
That's the point. I put and I'm brainstorming myself like I literally can't think of one. Not like exaggerating, like we never do. No, we literally never do. So
free agents are stopgap. That's what it's
a quick fix.
Right.
It's not going to be this long term. It should be this.
What did Maxwell sign? He's going to sign 2 years.
He's signing a 5-year deal.
5-year deal. He's young.
That's what I said.
He's 27 years
old. That's where the joke came from. Because I said, we're going to cut him in 2 years anyway. Because
and a 27-year-old free agent, And once again, the big talk about him is because Sherman was there, and what was the other guy's name back there? The other be back for Seattle.
Well, they didn't have another big one this year. They had Browner 2 years ago.
But
who was like a Pro Bowler, but
but I'm just saying, he had the whole defense is that good, and that's why he shined. And he was the third guy, and they're saying, well, he comes here, he's going to be the main man.
Yeah.
Well, because he's been tooled. He's been schooled, and he has the tools to do it. Doesn't mean he's going to lack because he's with better players.
Yeah,
and that's what the press is putting out there right now, the sports media, and even
some guys even thrive in that situation, being the man as opposed to just being a man in the the best secondary.
I don't care what they. I was hoping maybe they pull Revis in here for 1 year or whatever, just because to get him in
wishful
here.
thinking.
Yeah, well,
they still have a chance if
New
everything
England,
falls
cut
through.
him
They
loose.
have the money. They have the money.
Right, we can cut him loose, but they won't. Revis is banged up. But that's like bringing Dawkins back to Denver them years. The same thing. You bring that player in here, and he's your player coach, so to speak, and you can do that right now with this team. Okay, just to get
with
that
the other corner,
as another corner. And it's still Revis. He still has the smarts to play the position.
Revis is still one of the best in the game.
Yeah, I think
you guys
so.
talking about him like he's on a downside, like washed up type.
Well, he's put out there like that because he's doing 1 year contracts with teams. You know what I mean? So when you're coming to the end of your contract, the only reason Revis is like that is because he got injured. Okay, and
corners don't have a long shelf life.
No, they're like running back.
Which is why the 5 year deal to Maxwell, he's probably not seeing the 5th year of that contract. That's for sure.
Yeah, but he's 27. You know what I mean?
Still
it's
young,
like
though.
He's not.
Yeah, now 32 is not young for a corner.
But
No.
I'm saying, but a lot of free agents, it's the 30-year mark that gives them their big ticket.
Mhm.
Gives them that's why you see a lot of 2-year deals, because 31, 32, and 32 is your peak. That's not your peak, but that's where in football. Well, it used to be when we were kids, 32 was an old guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now with the way guys keep whatever they do. Now 35 and 36 are starting.
Yeah, but not a corner.
True. It depends on how you keep yourself. You look at Frank Gore, who's an older player, but it's in great shape.
He's 30.
He doesn't look like he's lost a step.
He might have had less carries, but I think his average was still up there, 4.5, 4 under.
Yeah, he ran for like 1,100, I think. So yeah.
So I mean,
which is why again, a lot of people were, we brought in Gore. Like Gore's fine for a year.
You might see McCoy go in 2 years not be in the league if he runs the ball like Buffalo's going to run him, and in that weather, in that stadium, on that field, you might
to anyone complaining about what Chip's doing, we're just getting younger. How's that worse? In what world is getting younger on defense?
The only thing I question is the length of Brandon Graham's contract, if that's disclosed right. The length of it. I don't mind it signing so much because I think he did a fairly decent job last year. I think he deserved to be signed again, but the length of it, 5 years, I think it's 5 or 6.
Yeah, but this isn't a video game where you can just say, okay, 3 years, that's it. Like in real life, if you offer Brandon Graham 3 years, he's gonna say no, and he's gonna walk away and not listen to you anymore. It's real life. They want that because they know
they want the security.
Yeah, they want that security, just like with Maxwell.
All right.
It would have been great to get him a 3 year deal instead of a 5, but he wouldn't have taken it.
Hang up with Revis then because he wants more than 3, and I don't think anybody's willing to go higher than 2 on him.
But Graham, especially with losing Cole, Graham's fine. I was fine with that.
No, I was fine with that too. I was actually fine with them getting rid of Cole and Herman's too.
I really haven't had any huge argument with anything they've done.
No,
I don't,
because it made sense.
It does. If you look at it like we're looking at it, is a building of a team, a building of a franchise.
Stop looking at it like here.
Yeah.
It's like
Trent Cole has been one of the greatest pass rushers in Eagles history. You're not going to win anything with him. Who cares anymore?
That's right.
You want to have him around for to be some kind of but he's not going to win you anything. Let him go.
Like I've been saying, coach of the caliber of how he was signed and how he's put on this team and how he controls the Eagles is going to build his team with his players regardless of what anybody else says because it's his ass. Kelly gets a lot of money.
Kelly has no affiliation to Trent Cole or Todd Herman.
No.
He's known him for 2 years. 3 years ago, he probably didn't know these guys existed.
That's right. And defensively, he can do that because he doesn't control his defense. I don't know if Chip has a defensive scheme. It's 3-4, right? That's what he plays. I don't know if there's a scheme over there. I know he likes everybody running to the ball. He wants to swarm to the football. That's what he wants to do. So offensively, he needs to put players like a puzzle. Defensively, he needs players who can stop other teams. That's it. He needs quarterback rushers, and he needs linebackers to control the middle.
Well, if you look, more so than anything from what I've seen him do, He wants to stop those big plays that cost him the game.
Well, yeah, that's it.
And that's what it is. That's what it is. Because if he looks back, he could you can make the argument that 4 or 5 plays equal 3 wins last year. 3 wins.
I think it's more than the big play. It's 3rd and 8.
Yeah,
he was unable to stop 3rd and 8 last year. It was like the killer down. I rather have seen him at 3rd and 2 because you figured maybe, or 3rd and 1 because you thought maybe the team would run the ball instead of putting it in the air because that's the way it's done. But 3rd and 8 was killer for them. They couldn't stop that 3rd down last year. It was nuts. It was costing them, especially at the end of the game. Even on a team that's running out the clock, it was costing them at that point.
But by the way, I mean, this is like you've been saying week after week. NFL 52. It's a 52-year-a-week thing. I mean, it's the definition of the off season now, and it's what we're leading off with, and it's what's leading off all the websites and all the shows. So I mean, that's got to hand it to Goodell.
Yeah, got to hand it to Chip too. Somebody got to take that checkbook away from him though. What is it?
Yeah,
because
it's not his money.
I know he's still got a lot more to spend too. He's still got $40 million more, right?
And he's going to spend it, and that's it. I mean, and there's nothing we can do about it. And I hope he spends it all because I couldn't care less about the money.
Exactly, it's not our money.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care.
What do you care if they have $55 million left over? If they have $55 left over?
It does. I listen to people
not a cap cruncher. I don't care.
Or even talk to me and say, "Hey, he's not worth it." To me, he's worth it. I don't care as long as they can. I'm not paying him.
I mean, McCoy is. You say he's worth $12 million. He's fine. That's or Macklin worth $11 million. That's fine. But he said we weren't going to pay it. Yeah. If it's not to say, oh, Macklin's not worth $11 million. He may be worth 11 to the Chiefs. He's worth $11 million. They need a receiver that bad. So for them, $11 million is different.
He's worth $7.
No choice. They wouldn't care. They didn't care what they had to do.
To the Patriots, he's probably worth $700,000. But with a team like the Chiefs who desperately need it, that's $11 million. Worth is all about what you need.
And the only reason he's going there is because of $11 million. It's not Andy Reid. It's not that stuff. I mean,
it's not the Missouri.
You're not winning. Home. Andy Reid's not winning with his way of playing football anymore. It's just not happening. He just doesn't. He doesn't.
What is his way of playing football?
I don't know. At the end of the game, it's called. I don't know. It's just like you get to a point.
Wasn't his thing in Philadelphia was always pass at all times. Well, if he was all about passing, why was he so bad at it in Kansas City?
Here's the thing. He doesn't have control of the game. He doesn't have his plan is all pregame. Script into place in the beginning. He has no ability to.
Well, he can't do on the fly.
Here's what he doesn't do, and this is what he did with McNabb back in the day. If the Eagles were behind, they came back a couple times, but not like your standard, all-star quarterback and great coach.
Or if the Eagles are ahead, it's still passing three times.
And here's the thing too: in Philly, if you go back and check, you'll see when Eagles were behind in football, it was so hard for them to catch up. They just didn't have that type of offense. But I don't think it was the players. I think it was the mentality of the coaching that went on in this team that they didn't have the plan to catch up. And you're seeing it in Kansas City. And 2 years ago, you saw them can't even hold leads. I'll still go back to that Indianapolis Colts game. That was the microcosm, or whatever you call it, to Andy Reid's career.
It made him and Luck legendary in the same game.
It's the same game, and it allowed the Philadelphia fan to say, "Okay, see, you were so excited about having him, and how we're going to great, and you didn't see because you weren't a fan here, and you didn't have reporters here, and when you're in this town, it's different." I mean, let's face it, all this Chip Kelly stuff it's out there because we are so passionate in this town. And the radio stations, the sports talk, including us, there's 2 in this town. And only other place that has 2 is New York that thrive, that are that good, where they're competing. That's how good they are. And when I say good, they're not better than us. They're just good because they get advertisers. But if you go to other cities and listen to even their one station is as passionate as we are with 2.
Yeah.
They don't care as much as we do here. In the East Coast, Philly, Boston, I'll put Baltimore, Washington area, New York. And we care so much about our sports. It's a pulse of what goes on in these towns. You win in these towns, especially Philadelphia. I mean, look when the Sixers had their run, the Phillies. It's just different here. It's a care. You go out to California and Los Angeles, San Francisco,
Miami.
They only give a shit when the game's on that day. Other than that, it doesn't really
They
matter.
don't even get there to the third inning.
Well, yeah, well, that's cliche for the Dodgers. But I mean, in general, that stuff they talk about it on Monday. By Wednesday, it's done, and a little bit of pregame by Friday, but not like we do. Here, this is 24/7, and it goes on and on and on, and it gets replayed sometimes. So the difference here is that and we're making a big deal about Chip Kelly and what's going on with. It doesn't really matter to other cities. It matters because we see on ESPN because that's what they have to talk about to get their ratings and their advertisers, and it's something to talk about other than playing replays of other games that you see on the NFL channel.
Now, Stephen Smith, that's something to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back to Stephen A. Smith and see if Cashy and myself can. I say Cash talking to the third person because I'm embarrassed about the way I picked last week.
Pretend it's somebody else.
Yeah, it's the other guy on the show, Cashy, actually the queen. Sports Goombahs webcast show. Cash the King, chef's over there to the left, as usual. Mikey Walls doing his thing. Eating your Twinkie, eat that, whatever that was.
It was a lemon cake.
Lemon cake, drywall and paste.
99 cents for a thing at the shop, right, man?
Yeah, we'll be right back.
How to jump on it.
Hi, Cash the King from Sports Goombahs. Listen, shop 344tees.com for your favorite men's, women's, and kids apparel. T-shirts, hoodies, sweats, and more. Every name brand available. My man Larry Gilman will take care of all your printing and embroidery needs. Whether it's for business, sports, organizations, or maybe you're just opening up a pizzeria. 344tees.com will get it done. Call now, 844-542-2774. That's 844-542-2774. Their customer apparel marketing team are available not just to only give you the product you need, but give you the support and custom service that best matches your goal and budgets. Call 844-542-2774. That's 344tees.com.
BZI Group Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
Stop paying your bookie each week and start collecting. They have the best handicappers in the world, all in one place. And their only job is to win you money. Check Jeff Brandy's and all the experts at trendbetting.com. Trend betting theory is simple. Trends dominate in sports, and you will win in the long run by following the dominant trend. You will lose in the long run if you buck the dominant trend. Simple enough. That's trendbetting.com.
When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
Has your home or business been damaged by a recent storm and you're left to deal with the insurance company to make things right? Turn to Apple Public Adjusters and meet owners Patrick O'Donnell and Mark Stendardo. If you've suffered recent storm damage to your home or business, call 267-538-3373. That's 267-538-3373 and protect your rights and maximize your benefits.
Goombahs, Cash King here. Shut the rep, where to be. Text messaging. His girlfriend told him how great he sounds in the air.
I'm not texting.
My boy sounds terrific. He's one terrific sounding sports guy.
He takes a good picture too.
The wall's wearing out. You know, I don't care if it's 5 degrees below zero.
Yeah, but it's not 5 degrees out today.
I'm not finished.
Oh.
I don't care if it's 5 degrees below zero. Or 100 degrees out. The dress is appropriate.
Yeah.
Shorts don't matter, right?
Nah.
Solid.
Nah, I usually wear sweatpants, but it was a balmy day out.
Balmy ain't the word.
56 degrees.
It goes from freezing to 56 degrees. I hope it's over, you know. I enjoy the cold weather for a week, not a month. I'm not built for this stuff.
No.
A whole month of freezing weather. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but you know what happens when you go from 10 degrees to snow and ice to 60? Potholes.
All right, you see how I was talking to my daughter way to school is I hitting every one. You know?
Oh my God.
I'm the heavyweight champion of potholes and nails in my tires.
Everywhere around here, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, and this is we're getting real localized here, but up at the mall, going up that on Bristol Road.
Oh,
it's like a sinkhole on the
it's
right
like,
side.
It's like Cashy on the front nine.
Yeah.
It's like 6
knows
foot
my
wide,
golf.
2 foot deep.
Yeah, well, it's going to get worse. You know, those plows, they do wonders to these streets and all that stuff they're putting on the street. I washed my truck today. You know, I didn't take it to the boys at Automagic Car Care at automagiccarcare.com because I was going to waste it going out there because as soon as I pulled out of the car wash, I hit a hole, splashed all that crap back on the truck, you know, all the streak lines now, you know. Hubcaps look good or the wheels look good, you know, for the most part.
Heard the phone's been ringing off the hook over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is car wash. This is car washing season right here.
That's right. That's Automagic Car Care. Check them out at automagiccarcare.com. Mikey Primo and Matty Litton. 215-322-2561. They shine your vehicle up. I saw on Facebook. What, they had a Maserati they did or something? I saw they had a picture of them.
I didn't catch it, but I did see a Maserati behind me, by the way, when I was coming home from work today. Where are Maseratis coming from in this area?
Yeah.
Are we importing them from LA or something?
I don't know. You don't see too many of them around here. You know, it's out. You see that in warm weather. You don't drive them in snow and ice. You know, you want to park them in snow and ice for the most part. All right, let me get right to what I do best, and that's earn from my fans, my people. Last week I did a hell of a job.
Your fans must be bookies then.
Well, yeah. Last week was. Listen, if you're paying your bookie last week,
it's our fault.
It's my fault. It's my fault. My Dow Jones Nashville Predators have now, you know, what do you say? What do you call it?
Shit the bed.
Shit the bed.
You're like 1920s Dow Jones right now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And the Predators, you know, Peter Laviolette, we like him.
We love him, yeah.
He's now lost 5 in a row. He gets healthy in 15 minutes because they're going to play Arizona tonight in Arizona. Nashville gets it back tonight. Okay. I don't know what the line is.
It's a live pick then.
It's a live pick. 10 o'clock tonight. Get on this game. Nashville's at Arizona. This is a get-right game for Nashville. There's no way they lose 6 in a row. No way. This team is too good to lose 6 in a row. They're not tanking that game. It's not happening. Rough week last week. I did change my wager in the Jersey game because of goaltending changes and that kind of thing. So either way, I put out the wrong game last week. You know, we were 2-1. I mean, one and two. The game we did win, we won by the skin of our teeth with Minnesota, won in a shootout. Or else it would have been a total bad day on Tuesday. And it got worse on Thursday for me. But that, you know, you got to click onto the website to see that. Tomorrow, I got a couple games for you. Dallas is coming to Philadelphia. And it's not the Cowboys either. Dallas Stars, bad hockey team. Flyers, what they did the last couple days against Boston, who's not that good of a team this year, and Jersey was total. They didn't even show up at Jersey. It was an embarrassment.
Jersey
it was a hockey embarrassment
without Yager.
Without Yager. And if you watch this game and you talk about cultures, like we always talk about the Flyers culture, there's no culture left in this team. There's no will. There's no way. There's no reason. I went down against St. Louis, put my dough on St. Louis on Thursday night. You're over 2.5. I couldn't get 2.5 from St. Louis. Somehow they were losing this game 1-0 through 3 periods. Me and my daughter picked up and walked out when it was freezing that night. It was the night it
Oh,
snowed.
I know, yeah.
So we went down. I took her down there. We it took us 3 hours to get down there. We get down there. It's freezing cold. It's cold everywhere. It's cold inside, cold outside. It's a bad night to be down there. But it's the kind of night you say, oh, we went down in a snowstorm. Whatever. We were one of the few. Got free hot dogs down there. They give us free hot dogs for free.
Come on.
Yeah.
I
We're
would've
coming
went.
down there, right?
Damn.
But let me tell you
I don't
something.
even like hot
They
dogs.
gave us free hot dogs, but you should see how miserable the people at the stands were giving us the free hot dogs.
Because they had to come into work.
The face they were putting on.
Why?
Because they had it. Because it was a big line, and they had to actually do some work down there.
Yeah, but wouldn't you rather just easier just take it instead
You
of
would-
doing $1 for
But-
dollar dog night dollar.
You would have
dollar.
thought that. You know,
Yeah,
you would have
just
thought
hand it
that
out,
looking
just
at them.
Hand out to everybody.
Right. You would have thought that, but it wasn't. But anyway, to see that game, we left because it wasn't nothing. Flyers had opportunities. Mason was playing real well. Mason's played well through all this chaos. He really has.
Last night.
He's kept them in.
Yes,
you know what?
he kept them in that game still.
Last night, offensively, frustrated him probably because they couldn't get nothing rolling there. And
I saw that 2-0 goal was
and I'm
just
sick of it.
ridiculous.
The shots on goal.
What? They're not there. They're
glass
over here.
is
They're
everywhere.
there.
I don't understand it. And Giroux, he doesn't warrant G anymore. Everybody calls him G, like he's so good. He just got to use his initial. Forget about it. He's a disappointment.
He's back. You know what? G's a cool nickname. He should be called Claude.
Yeah,
Just call him Claude.
It's a lame name.
Yeah, damn right it is. And until he freaking picks up his
Flame
game,
hockey.
he's Claudie.
This team has to be torn to pieces finally. Look, I'm getting off what I'm doing. That's another segment here. I got the picks here. Got me going away. Anyway,
You started
Dallas at Philly tomorrow night, 7:00. Who cares? Over 5.5 goals in this one. This is gonna be a high-scoring game because both these teams stink and they both lost interest. I mean, I understand Flyers have 14 games to go. They all win all 14 in a row. They could probably make the playoffs. That's not going to happen.
And Boston's got to lose 8.
Yeah, and it's just not going to happen. And I like these reporters that go into the locker room after the game. And they're like, well, you have 16 games left. Do you think, is that it? Because they lost to Boston. I'm talking to the players, 16 games. And you're asking me that question? No, we're going to stop playing hockey because we have 16 games left and we don't think we can make it. But mathematically, we're still in it. It's a bad question to ask in the locker room of a player, annoying. You have nothing else to ask. Don't ask. Just go away. Anyway, I like the over 5.5 in this game. Combined goals between these two crummy teams. The other game I like Minnesota. And I'm going to lay a lot of bucks on Minnesota to beat New Jersey. Minnesota's the new up-and-coming team now. Zach Parise and the boys. Finally. After we beefed about it for 2 years ago saying that he's going to get lost in Minnesota. Well, he's lost in Minnesota, but Minnesota's not losing.
Yeah.
Okay. Parise's having a good season, playing well. He's got his team there, but he doesn't get the accolades you would get.
He doesn't want it, though. He doesn't
know if
need
he
it. I
doesn't
don't
want
think
it.
he needs it.
You need it for money. Well, he's got his check.
But he's got his money.
Yeah, but he's going to, you know what I'm saying. It's, he's better than Claude Giroux. Okay. And he doesn't get, his stats might not be there, but as far as the team being better around him, it's obvious. Giroux does not make his team better.
Nope.
Just doesn't do it. And that's
always been my knock. I've said it.
We talked
didn't
about
deserve
that.
to see, didn't deserve it. Well, it's another segment. You're right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I like Minnesota to beat New Jersey, who's out of it. And, they're on the road. I don't like Jersey on the road ever. I'm going to lay 240 to win 100 on this one. That's a big number for the NHL. And I've gotten beat up lately on that kind of stuff. The other game I have is Winnipeg's at St. Louis. I like the 2.5. I'm going to lay the 180 also. I'm going to take 2 plays on this one. St. Louis, a good hockey team. They are what they are. They're not going to win a Stanley Cup. They're going to compete for the playoffs like they always do. Winnipeg's, they had an upset the other night. Who did they beat? They beat somebody the other night. Surprised me. Was it Nashville? I think it was Nashville.
It was Nashville.
It was Nashville. Right. It's one of the Nashville leagues. So that's a big win for them. I like St. Louis to take this game too. So there you have it. I got tonight. Get on it real quick. You got 10 minutes to get on the Nashville, Arizona. And there's a good value too on that as well. Tomorrow, Philadelphia and Dallas over 5.5. New Jersey, Minnesota. I want to lay the 240 on Minnesota and take them out, right? And I'm going to do the same thing for St. Louis. And I'm also going to take St. Louis over 2.5. It might be 3.5. I doubt it. St. Louis isn't a high-scoring team. They don't see too many 3.5s for them, but that's what I like there. And those are brought to you by BZ. BZ Insurance. Now, we talked about BZ Insurance. He is what I call the Obamacare guru. Give my man Brian a call. 1-800-431-4834. Check him out at bzigroup.com. bzigroup.com. Obamacare guru. My man Brian. Tell him Sports Goombahs sent you. All right, so there you have. There's our plays. And
You got a pick here?
yeah, there you go. How'd you pick through last week?
I didn't make a pick last week.
You did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
All right, I bet with my heart and not with my head.
You got beat.
And I took Clemson, and it bit me in the ass. They lost. But I'm coming back strong this week. I'm going obscure. We got the March Madness kicking off. The NEC, the Northeastern Conference Championship game is tomorrow night. Got St. Francis, New York, taking on Robert Morris. I mean, that's right up there with like Eagles, Cowboys, with with Cubs, Cardinals. That's just a rivalry in its own. Take St. Francis, New York, -5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that one. And now, can I throw a pick in there? Am I allowed?
Is it going to be hockey?
It's going to be hockey because he can use all the freaking help he can get.
Low blow.
Last week.
Guys, you're getting low blow one bad week,
One bad week. All right.
We had multiple.
I just want to do one because I got a good feeling about this one. Tonight in 10 minutes, of course, going off at 10 o'clock is San Jose and Pittsburgh. Both have been giving up and scoring a lot. It's over 5.5. Take over. That's all I have to say.
You heard it first, folks. 1-0 Pittsburgh.
That's what's going to happen in that one. I don't like Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's our new mush. If they're involved, I don't like them. They can never tell what they're on. They got a decent record. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to make their run. They're not a Stanley Cup team this year.
No.
Not one bit.
They're not. But as of lately, it seems like every team around San Jose and around Pittsburgh and themselves are scoring goals. I mean, they're giving up or scoring at least 3 each. So this is pretty safe, I think.
I look at the NHL this year, and I don't know who the best team is.
Nope. It's hard, isn't it, this year?
I looked at Nashville, and this is the first year to make it a hard run. I mean, you do have losing 5 in a row is brutal for any team that's making a run. But I look up and down the league, and I'm going back to the usual suspects again. I'm looking at the NHL, and I'm thinking Chicago. I can never rule out Los Angeles, even though they're dwindling there. They're hanging by a thread.
Anaheim. I mean, they're just. I mean, I thought they were going to be up and down, much like the Predators this year. You know, but and San Jose pretty much. I thought they were on the rise, and then it looked like they hit a hard spot, and they just, you know what? They decided they're giving up on the season. It looks like. And that's why I think you'll get some goals in this game. But they traded away people. They traded away I'm not going to say key people, but Wayne Simmons tier people who can score some goals, and they unloaded a lot. So
a surprising team this year that could make noise. They're surprised. I don't know if Islanders are ready to take a Stanley Cup, but I know Montreal is playing good hockey. Been playing good, solid hockey all year. Tampa Bay quietly again is up there. They got the players. So Montreal, Tampa Bay, are teams that could make the run there. And don't be surprised. I mean, as much as I don't like the Rangers because of the Rangers, they're still a good hockey team. Their goaltenders tops.
Yep.
Can play the game well.
He alone can take them to the conference.
Yeah.
And if you look at the conference, I mean, in the East, it's not where it's at.
When push comes to shove, and I got to pick a team in the NHL, I got to go with the Blackhawks.
Yeah,
I got to go right back to the team that they're in third place in the division, I think, in the Central behind St. Louis and Nashville. But it's still the Blackhawks. They just need to get in, and then they just, they're just that type of a hockey team. They got the players, they got the experience.
What
don't you think so, Mike?
Oh man, I've been all over Chicago all year.
I knew that was your team there. Who's their main player in Chicago?
Taves.
Nice. There you go. That's
I told you I do know hockey. I just don't care about it.
He just doesn't.
I just don't care about it.
You just don't enjoy it, right?
You're not completely down the drain with hockey. It's okay. It's all right.
It would be good, like having a quick fire questions. I fire hockey trivia at you, and you fire basketball trivia at me. We see who comes out on top.
First one to get 3 wins.
Right. Hockey's got me. I'm baffled right now with the NHL. It's pretty much there's a lot of teams that can contend for it, but
only in the East though. Let's be specific. I mean, if you look right now at the standings, there's really 8 points between first and last. That's nothing. That's nothing.
Now with 16 games left.
I'll tell you now, when the playoffs are about to start, we'll all make our picks. I can guarantee you I'll probably get it right because it's always the person who knows the least.
Yeah, well, you look at and
Not
then
the
you go
NCAA.
Yeah.
just go to the Pacific Division alone, and you got first place is 91 and second place is 72. That shows you the depth and quality of some of the teams in the East. I mean, in the West. I mean, the usual suspects are four that we just talked about: Anaheim, Nashville, St. Louis, and Chicago. Everybody is 12 points behind them. Right. So that just shows you right there. And it's an unfortunate thing for St. Louis too, because you know why? Because you know that I'm just going to say Minnesota is going to knock them right out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like all their hard work in Minnesota, up and coming team. I'm telling you, they are.
I've watched them. I watched them. It's just four teams that I've been watching closely: the Islanders, Nashville, Minnesota, and the Rangers.
I haven't been paying attention to Rangers.
Rangers, they're doing it.
I was staying more on West Coast.
Yeah, those are four teams that I like. I like one, watching their hockey. That's number one. They've got a plan, and locally there's no plan, so it's very hard to watch local hockey anymore. Just can't do it. But those are the four teams I got my eye on right now. I don't know what's going on in Nashville. I watch them. They just can't get the puck in the net. It's one of those things where they're snake bitten when it comes to just getting good goaltending is beating them, and they're just not getting quality scoring chances. Just scoring chances in hockey. That's when the shot hits the net.
Or the goalie.
Yeah. You got 4 minutes to get on that Nashville game. Hurry up before you lose it.
That just should be a good game.
I want to get into a little something here that's going around. Once again, we're going back to ESPN. Stephen A. Smith, a longtime sports guy out of Philadelphia, was
making us proud.
Yeah, notorious for his loud chatter, bloviating voice, and he's a basketball guru. Was the know-all about Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley back in the day. I don't think Barkley likes him anymore. But he was the basketball guy here in Philly. In the morning shows he would do his thing, and then he got his job at ESPN on what was it? Cold Pizza, Talk Soup.
Not Talk Soup.
Cold
was Cold Pizza.
It was
then First and 10.
First and 10. Now it's
First Take.
First Take. They just keep changing the name. No one watches the show. I tuned in today by accident because it was the morning I got up and
by accident.
I
couldn't find my remote.
Family Feud wasn't on, so I had nothing else to watch. Hooked on the Family Feud. I got a problem. I can't get off that show. Anyway, that wasn't on the morning time, so ESPN. I put it on and listen to some. It's a show day, so I'm going to hear what everybody else is talking about to get in the groove. And I listened to Stephen A. Smith talking about all the moves going on with the Eagles. He turns it into a racial thing. Says Chip Kelly doesn't like black people. Basically, what he was saying. He's racial. He's getting rid of the black athletes on the team, which is ridiculous because he's signing them too. So all right, Stephen A. Smith's looking like an ass. And he's got the other guy. Who's the other guy?
Of course, the whole time Skip is
Skip is like,
couldn't agree more. Absolutely, yep.
I mean, how far I can get up your ass, Steve. Let's see. And he's a jackass to good. I feel bad for the girl.
They say things solely to be shared on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter.
Unfortunately, he goes over the line.
Wait to see what outlandish thing they said today.
Yeah, I mean, to say that Chip Kelly is racist, and even broke it down, even to go further than that, to say, well, with his 16 years in Philadelphia, I mean, I've been in Philadelphia, with that loud voice, like he's preaching to the 7 people and cashews listening to him this morning. Evidently, YouTube was what made it, not the show itself. So he's saying, I've been in Philadelphia, and I hear the brothers walking down the street saying, what's Chip Kelly doing, getting rid of all these Afro-American players? He didn't hear anybody say that. He just went further than he got caught up in himself to start talking like that.
He probably just heard himself on playback.
Yeah, and that's what he loves. That's Stephen A. That's Stephen. And here's the thing. You went and brought it to the city now by saying, oh, my 16 years in Philly, and I've been in Philly. Philly. And Bayless, of course, the Dallas Cowboy freak that he is. Yeah, Philly. Yeah, we hate them. We hate everybody. Just keep on hating. Tried to say, in so many words, it's a racial city. Mm-hmm. It's a prejudiced city.
I think it's funny because when we started this segment, I just Googled him and clicked on Wikipedia, and his residence is Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So maybe a lot of people in Cherry Hill aren't liking the whole thing, walking down the street. And 2, the best thing is his bio starts off, Stephen A. Smith is a talk show host, television personality, and former American sports journalist.
Does it say former?
Former. You gotta love that. When your bio starts off like that and you work for ESPN, you suck.
He's not a journalist
Okay?
anymore. He's just he's a personality.
He's an entertainment personality. His sole purpose, when you get to that point, like somewhere, maybe we're going back to, I'm going back 20 years.
You could say this, Howard Stern is not, he's not a disc jockey anymore.
No, he's not.
He's a personality.
He's a shock jock TV
Yeah.
person. He
never was a disc
Well, I know,
jockey.
I'm just
Never.
saying in general.
He created his own business.
He's
he
there
created his
solely
own
to say-
occupation.
He's there solely to say outlandish things and get his
Well,
company some
that's
views
his
and
job now.
some shares.
See,
some
years
likes.
ago, when ESPN first came on, it was you know, it wasn't replayed. It wasn't 20. I don't remember it being like that. I just knew at 6 o'clock Sports Center was on or whatever, and it was like a newscast. It was fact. It was more factual.
Yeah.
All this other crap that they're adding to it, like, okay, we're going to show you top 10 plays. Yeah, that was great, but it wasn't. That was as far as the cheesiness got on it.
Right.
Which it was okay because at that time it was a big deal to be on the top 10 because it seemed like really good plays were part of it. Now it seems like if you dunk, you're on the top 10. Maybe they're deprived of sports news too as well.
Right.
Even though it's not news anymore, it's entertainment. So their job is to get out there and say the craziest, crappiest stuff that
and ESPN, they haven't talked about it all day. Every other show has. Radio all over the country. Of course, when it's a racial thing, that's what happens. And this is, it's uncalled for. Number one, disproven completely, and no validity to it whatsoever at all. If he's saying that Chip Kelly doesn't want this type of player as based on the fact that he's vocal, that he's vocal, loud, disruptive, that type of thing. Well, yeah, Jackson was that. McCoy started to get like that a little bit. Not as much, but McCoy was going for other reasons. Macklin didn't say a word.
Yeah.
He wasn't a disruptive player.
Their business.
It's business. And then he comes back.
Hold on.
Wait, let me finish. He comes back with the stupidest thing saying, Cooper's still there.
Well, that's his kind of guy, I guess.
That's his kind of guy. Yeah, but here's the thing. Look at what Cooper's under contract. He can't get rid of him. And if they could, they probably would. Because he's under contract for 3 years, and he can't get rid of him. That's why he's there, regardless.
And here, we don't know the terms of Macklin's thing yet because it can't be announced. He might have just went, you know what? I'm getting 11. Bye.
That's why he went.
Yeah.
That's the only reason
you
he
don't
went.
know. We don't know that. Hey, we could have offered him 10, and Chief said 11. Whatever. You don't know yet. So why are you making assumptions?
The point being, if you're on ESPN, the sports channel, okay, it's been around since before your time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to make statements like that without some repercussion. Fired, suspended, something. They got rid of who's the other guy on there? Keith Oberman for way less than that.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to go. You can't keep him. He can't be on the show tomorrow, or it's not fair.
Look at locally what happened. Just by insinuations and emails and stuff like that. You've had local personalities get penalized for saying, I'm not going to say equally offensive or insensitive as what was just said nationally.
Stephen A. Smith, though we're talking about him now, can't be that much of an earner. I don't think he is. If you have a show that's changing names constantly, is on at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Well, it's not changing names anymore since they found the formula that works, which is Stephen A. and Skip. Since I think I saw it since 2012 or something. But but what are they known for? You never like, oh man, did you hear what Stephen and Skip said? It was really insightful. No, you hear what they said? It was outlandish. They called somebody alcoholic, and they called this person racist.
Skip Bayless, what did he do last week? He called Johnny Manziel an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
He was right, maybe. But that's not something Skip's supposed to say.
You don't say that.
Because you're talking about a kid. You're talking about a kid's career, his life. You know what I mean? That's not, there's a line that you don't cross. When you're a Howard Stern, and I'm not saying it's bad what he does, when you're in that media, when you're in that kind of entertainment, that's what goes on there. If you're a stand-up comedian and you do this type of thing, if you're ESPN, and you're reporting sports as if it was sports news. And that's what ESPN, they're like a news channel for sports.
They're TMZ for sports.
Well,
now. They're not even. They're not all news
they
anymore.
Shouldn't be TMZ for sports.
But that's what they are. To me, they are.
Well, no, because they're not. They're having conversation about what they're talking about. TMZ puts it up there, and it's for it's just it's for actors and stars and celebrities type thing. ESPN is all sports. You don't have to be the best athlete in the world to get their attention. You just got to be some kind of news.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he said. If anything he says is right, wrong, or what. Like you said with Johnny Manziel, he called him an alcoholic. It turns out he was right because he entered rehab. You still don't go on there tomorrow and say, oh, Mike Tyson and he was a cokehead. Like, right. You still there's things. If you want to say Johnny Manziel has an alcohol problem, that's fine. You can say that. But just to say the bold word, alcoholic.
Well, see,
or you say with the whole Ray Rice thing, like I don't get. He's a wife beater. Like it's just like the word is too strong.
I don't know. I don't even have a problem with that. If you're sitting around with the guys and like,
of course not,
alcoholic, whatever. I have
way worse than that.
I look at them and I'll sit there and I'll say, you have no right to say it at all. Anyway, period, because it's not whatever it is. It might have interfered with his work, but you don't know that for a fact because the Cleveland didn't come out and say he was a drunk and he couldn't do his job. Or example being Chip Kelly's racist and he's getting rid of people. You can't say that because the Eagles haven't said it. They haven't disciplined their own. If you're going to tell me that Macklin, they didn't want to take a chance on a guy with a surgically rebuilt knee, you could speculate that. Speculate this stuff.
Kelly.
Yeah, or anything. Yeah. Speculate on the stuff that's true or that you know about. Don't speculate on stuff that hearsay and bring it up because that to me that's
not hearsay. He made it up.
It's gossip.
He's starting the hearsay.
Gossip. It's freaking gossip or whatever it is.
He said there's absolutely no factual evidence behind that. He just cut Herman's a white guy. He just signed Maxwell, a black guy. So if he's a clear-cut racist, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean,
end of story.
There is no story, and that's why Chip Kelly's not even talking about it. He has
no reason to.
If I'm Chip Kelly, I'm saying go talk to my lawyer.
Yeah.
I got nothing to say about this clown. This he probably never spoke to Stephen Smith ever.
Yeah, probably because he turned him down for an interview or something.
Yeah, more or less. That's the type of guy he is. Well, I mean, it's not necessary. He didn't have to go there. He could just say, but you're right. There was nothing else for them to talk about.
But it's one thing because for Stephen A. to say that kind of thing, but I thought not even maybe worse, but on the same level was Skip the whole time in the background. Yep. Oh yeah. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You couldn't agree more that he's racist. Skip, really?
What I can't understand is how these two get a show. Here we are.
We put Jackass 1 and Jackass 2 on a show together.
Yeah.
It's just going to, like I said, all it is, it's going to equal clicks. It's going to equal shares and likes. And that's what it is.
I'll call somebody a racist if you want to go on like national TV.
Yeah. I mean, it's the whole race thing makes me sick anyway. And that takes you to, who's that basketball player who didn't stand for the national anthem this week?
God, I just read about that too. Yeah. It's a religious thing.
Yeah. It angered me because I couldn't care less about religion. I really don't. I have no, the fact of the matter is he didn't do it because of religious reasons. We'll find out. We'll get that on who it was. But he didn't mind that American money. He wouldn't stand for the American national anthem before the game. Refused to stand because of his Muslim belief or whatever that had to do. It has nothing to do with it. You're just standing out of respect for your team, for the stadium.
Deion Waiters. Philadelphia's own Deion Waiters.
Yeah, Deion Waiters. So, for religious reasons, I cannot stand for the national anthem. I can't imagine where it says that's all you're doing is respecting your teammates, your city, and what's going on, and where you're playing at. Stand up there. It's a song. That's what it is. It's a song that gets played before one of the songs that gets played before a game. Or what happens in America when we play sporting events. So you don't want to stand because of religious reasons, but you're going to take that money that all those people paid to get in there. That's got nothing to do with religion. And when it says God we trust right on the dollar bill anyway.
Does it mention God in the national anthem?
I don't know.
No. I don't remember God. It's not even the point.
That's a point to me.
Even if it does, to me, it's disrespectful to the team you're playing for, to the league you're in, to the league you're employed by, and that stuff doesn't need to be brought into sports.
Nope.
At all. Okay? So, to me, this guy gets fined for not doing it. It's just like a team not wearing the clothes that they say you have to wear to play on this basketball team. He doesn't get to make the rules. If they say you have to stand for the national, you stand. It's part of what you do. If you can't push a guy on the court and it's a foul, it's a foul. It's part of the rules of the game. The teams have rules. The leagues have rules. You stand during the national anthem. You want to get paid, you stand. You don't want to get paid, get out of the league, because obviously if the league is putting the national anthem before games, then you're against that. So you shouldn't even be in that league because you're doing something against your religion. Right?
Right. Well,
what else? I mean, you can't pick and choose your spots. Okay? If you don't like the national anthem, don't take the paycheck.
My biggest beef is this: is when people attack the national anthem or even the flag itself.
Song.
It's not anything. They're symbols of what it's supposed to be, right. Not what it is.
Right.
So to attack, it's like I don't know. The flag represents the best of exactly what you could be or whatever.
It's not even a religious thing. It's an event.
No, I just Googled. There's no God. It's not mentioned in the lyrics.
Exactly.
The point of that. What was the song from?
Yeah, but if it did mention God, I see his point because he's not. That's not his God.
It's
Francis
Scott Key wrote it about the battle.
If he's not his God, okay, get out of the league.
No,
don't accept.
Whoa.
No, I'm saying
if God isn't your God, get out of the NBA.
But or stay in the NBA and stand up with the rest of your teammates during the national anthem, because it's a national anthem of a country. It's not a national anthem of someone's religion.
Exactly.
Okay, that's all it is.
And it's not about the whole thing is about what I think the battle of defense of Fort McHenry.
Yeah.
During 18 something.
Right. And Bree, you know that those guys don't even know that.
So
it's not a religious song. It's not about a person's religion. It's not in God we trust. It's not Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, Muslim. It's nothing. It's a song about an event that happened that we use to open up our sporting events. And sometimes we don't use it. Sometimes we use, God bless America? And now since that says God bless America, he's not going to stand in that either because it's God bless America.
But I love your analogy. Then don't take the money.
Yeah, don't take the money. Why is the money okay? Because it's the money. Because it's
the
a
money
double
says
standard.
God.
It's stupid. It's stupid. It's bullshit. Is what it is. And the NBA's got to come down on that. And if they don't, they're hypocrites too. I mean, forget about it. It's everything but the sport. It's like I say, it's everything outside the lines. Everything we talked about tonight is outside the lines. Exactly. Now, we talked about anything except the shitty shots the Flyers take on goal. Everything we talk about is outside the lines.
And Chip selling. Chip's buying people. That's it.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's not even about the game. We're not talking yards. We're not talking performances. We're talking about everything outside the line is the bigger story than the game. And that's all of sports. That's why a show like TMZ Sports or ESPN Cold Pizza, Steak Sandwiches, whatever it's called, Smacked Asses can run a show like that and start a controversy, because that's what makes sports churn these days. Especially this time of year when it's boring. I mean, what should be talked about is the NCAA tournament coming up and things like that, but it's not sexy enough. It's not good enough to take our attention. It wouldn't cost. If we're talking about who we think is going to be in the Final Four this morning on ESPN, that goes as far as the 5 minutes you talked about it.
End of segment.
Right. No good.
That's true.
Right.
No, got a damn point.
Yeah.
That's why he's Cashy the King. Damn it.
I'm thinking of picking up a bat here and hitting Brendan in the head with it. Because maybe we'll get that on YouTube and we'll become something. You get a little injured in time. We'll take care of you. We'll wipe it out for the end. Don't worry about it.
Host goes nuts on co-host.
Yeah, there you go. It's going to get on, He's that a couple Baba Booies and then we'll be on. We'll be there. Nauseating. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Brendan's in silence now.
Can't I just wrestle in some Jello or something? Will that work?
Well, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about Tony's King of Pizza in Bensalem, PA. Let me tell you something about this pizza pie. I mean, I like a good pizza. They got this meat lover pizza, man, that I'm hooked on. It's out of control.
You got to watch your cholesterol.
I don't take it every week. Once a week. I didn't have it last week, but
I'll take it every week. Just once a week.
Just once a week.
Once a week, you'd have a meat lover's pizza at Tony's Pizza in Bensalem. Bensalem Boulevard, 1090. Call them up. Tell them the Sports Goombahs sent you. Put a little extra meat on that pizza for you. Tell them to hold the pepperoni. On the meat lovers pizza, you should take the pepperoni off it.
Oh my God!
It's not,
What?
I don't like that. That's like a meat. That's not a meat to me.
Pepperoni is not a meat. Explain yourself. Explain yourself.
That's what she said.
Well, okay, I'm sure it's a meat, but only meat. But they got the burger on there. They got the sausage on there, and they got I think there's some
ham, bacon, right?
They're all on there too.
Ham, bacon, yeah.
The bacon's good, but the pepperoni, I don't know.
Ham, bacon,
the pepperoni on
a
there.
meat lover should have ham, bacon, pepperoni.
Get a vegetable pie, but tell them no broccoli. I don't want that. Like that is vegetable.
I'm just trying to say. I'm just saying. I would next time I order one of those pies, Tony's King of Pizza in Benson, PA. I'm going to say hold the roni,
and then tell them to deliver that roni to my house so I can eat it because I'm in love.
If you're listening now, if anybody's listening to the pizza, we could use we'll deliver one here to buy right now. I could use one
for all those midnight pizza places out there.
Yeah,
send one our way.
Monday night pizza places. So second segment sponsored by Tony's Pizza, Tony's King of Pizza in Bensalem. 215-638-1090. Tell Joey Goombahs sent you. All right. So that's enough of Stephen A. Smith. We give him enough time on this show. He's done. He's blackballed from us anymore.
You're racist. You're racist.
You can't say black.
You're racist.
Racist.
You're racist.
He's white bald. Is that okay?
He's person bald.
Yeah.
Person bald.
You need to fire him. Okay. So we're just going to delve into a little bit of baseball right now. There's really not a whole lot to talk about. I mean, I know I've been told that they want to talk some Phillies baseball. The Candyman's supposed to call in tonight. I told him, you can't talk about a team with your best hitter in preseason or what do they call it?
It's his boy.
Spring
trading. Galvis is your leading hitter? That's disaster, man. Have they hit a home run yet?
It's not about the home run.
What?
Not about the home run.
Yeah.
But the run.
It's about the run, yeah. I watched a couple preseason games. I mean, like I spoke to you last week and the week before about Lee. He's not making it through a season. Already his arms
I didn't think you'd be that quick.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be, but I had a feeling he was going to be.
Yeah.
I had a feeling Cashman was going to be real
But you
fast.
can't see it coming because he just pitched Thursday.
And he woke up Friday with soreness.
Listen, his track record for the past couple of years has been this. You know what he needs to do? Sorry to say, you got to put him in the pen.
He's retiring.
Yeah.
He even said that.
Yeah,
He said if it's not scar tissue or normal,
right.
If they can't confirm that it's normal, he's not having. I think if he has a surgery,
He said
retire.
Yeah. Well, he said right now he would have to retire, but he's going to get a second opinion to try.
Here's the thing: even if he decides not to retire and it isn't as bad as you think, I don't think starting pitching is his spot anymore. I mean,
I don't think it is anyway. I think.
Yeah.
Look.
Like we talked about in this league
Yep.
now, your relief pitcher's not just some throwaway guy anymore. It's a professional pitcher who knows what he's doing. The back end, because of pitch counting and the way teams play, you got to now coach.
Yeah, but you never see that
Look
happen.
at Smoltz though.
No, but you have to now. You have to start. You start strategizing that your third, your seventh and eighth inning are going to be a pitcher who can play. It's not just the guy he's not there because he's not a starter. He's there
But
because
for multiple
And you can
reasons
get-
that's not going to happen. For one, he wouldn't do it.
Oh no, I'm saying in general, the league itself, pitchers
Yeah.
are in that spot.
Okay,
now.
I think I meant with the league.
Oh, no,
I say
no,
he's making
I-
20-some million. You don't
Yeah,
put him
no,
in
yeah, I
the
know.
seventh inning.
I beg to differ that he couldn't be good at it.
No, he would be great. He'd be great at it,
I
probably.
think he'd be great.
Yeah.
Of course
he
he would.
He could get if it ends up being consider it, make it a possibility because that. I mean, look at what it did for Schmaltz.
Yeah.
His career. I mean,
He went back to a starter after that.
yeah, and he's still good.
But I don't think it was because of career-threatening injuries that he went to the bullpen.
Yeah, they had a team with pitchers. They had so many pitchers on that team.
And he went.
Yeah.
You think he volunteered and went? You know
He
what? I
wanted
can
to stay
help
with
you
him.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but he was
year,
also
yeah.
made a closer, not a seventh-inning
Right.
lefty specialist.
Right.
Big difference. If they said if he was healthy enough and they said, "Cliff, the closer job's yours," you probably would take it.
I tried to catch that boy who pitches both hands. I couldn't catch him on anywhere on
No?
TV this week.
We were
No,
looking.
you know what? I got a YouTube.
Took those
him up.
A's games out.
What's his name? You remember his name? Look that up. The guy, the multi-hand pitcher. I want to see how he does that.
It was like Devitt or something. I don't know.
Something like that. Devin, his first name, right?
No, I don't think it was. I think his name was Pat something.
Yeah, I want to check him out. I think Phillies games this year. I mean, the team that I'm looking at now, I got to say the A's are the team to
Pat
watch
Vendette.
again.
Something
I
like that. That was
think-
Pat. Yeah,
Pat Vendette.
Pat Vendette.
Like we said last week, I think the A's and the Dodgers are team with the cash and the players. You know, in baseball, I can't
Boston retooled.
Yeah, they retooled. Yep. I was checking them out too. I'm watching a lot of these during the day, some of this preseason action, just to see who's out there and what.
I always enjoyed that.
It's boring, man.
No, but I always
a lot of talking going on back, and the announcers are like, they're trying to keep things going.
I mean, there's not much talking.
I know. I'm watching.
Especially when you get to like the 7th, 8th inning, and these guys are guys who are going to be flipping burgers in like 3 weeks.
I'm watching people eat sandwiches, and they're looking at an old lady sipping on a Sunday out there to try to see. Well, look at her; she's really enjoying that.
And you turn to your guy. Hey, tell me everything you know about Jorge. De La Marquez.
Right.
I know he plays baseball. I know he plays for the Phillies. Like, you don't know this guy. You're never going to need to know him ever. So, yeah, you're just filling time.
I just, what? For some reason, you watch baseball. It's that time of year. It's like,
that's what I said. It's just like, it's like a symbolical thing to watch those 1 p.m. spring training games. It's like, all right.
You know what it is?
It's coming.
It's your daylight savings time.
Yeah.
It's your shot of sunshine
I
that
can't
you've been
remember the
lacking.
last time we had daylight savings. There was snow on the ground. It seems like, is it earlier this year? They put it out.
It's been early the last couple of years. They moved it back
can
and moved
they
it.
do that? They just control it like that?
Yeah.
I didn't know they controlled daylight saving like
it's the Illuminati. They chose.
They choose whatever they want.
This is some dude invented this back in the 1800s.
Ben Franklin.
No, it wasn't Ben.
Ben Franklin, I think, is the first one that came up with the idea.
This one guy put it into play. I looked it up. I forget his name. In fact, I was trying to remember his name so I could
Mike
say
is going to Google it,
Yeah.
but go ahead. It was came up with in World War II, brought up in World War II in order to maximize efficiency of people building ships and armory during
So
the time.
it wasn't Franklin. It was some guy in 1895.
Right. Is that right?
New Zealander George Vernon Hudson had a great idea.
Yeah, Hudson. That was it. I remember because the Hudson River. That's not why it's named it, but that was the analogy.
I didn't think that's the reason why it was named that.
That's the Henry Hudson River. But yeah, baseball. Of course, it's the season, and winter's over when baseball starts. And I can remember as a kid, always thinking it was the noise, the crackling of the AM radio. When you're a kid, when you used to night games, the 7 o'clock games would come on, and you hear like the local guys. You knew it was coming up on summertime, and that was the end of back then it was.
I know it brings back to my childhood of the crackling of your app on your iPad.
I'm getting old. Getting old. What are you gonna do about that? But in any event, it's going to be a long season locally, so you better pick a team other than the Phillies to follow or enjoy. I mean, I'm gathering my tickets for this year. I'm going to go down to games, and I'm going to enjoy the game, the atmosphere of a baseball game for 7 innings or whatever. I stay down there, and it's something to do. It's a night out.
It's a night out.
Right.
They could be losing 11-0. Of course, it sucks, but it's still fun. It's a night. You walk around, you do this.
It's a whole different atmosphere.
I was never a fan of seeing players from other teams. I never enjoyed.
No, I did because my one
depended on the player.
Yeah, depended on the player. I used to always want to go see Ken Griffey when he'd come to town. That was always my thing. I always wanted to see Griffey.
I don't remember who I was a Pittsburgh Pirate fan as a kid, so I was talking real in the 70s.
Really?
Stargell, Sanguian, that kind of stuff.
DeColvey?
Yeah, DeColvey, the whole Pittsburgh team back in the 70s before Phillies. I don't know why I was a Pittsburgh. I figured
they were in our division.
I started
then, right?
watching baseball when Pittsburgh played Baltimore in the World Series. So it's the same thing that happened to me.
Front runner.
Well, it's the same thing that happened to me in Dallas. I was a Dallas fan.
Front runner.
Listen, Dallas, it happened the same thing. I was watching the Cowboys in Baltimore in their Super Bowl, and that's how I was 9 years old at the time. And that's how I got into football, by watching that game. So Dallas was my team.
I assume you're a huge Spurs fan then, right?
No, I was always when it came to basketball. Actually, I tell you what,
he was always into basketball.
And I was into the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep.
Back in the 70s with Oscar Robertson and back then Lou Alcindor became Jabbar or whatever because the same situation.
Ironically,
and I'll tell you why. Once again, it's back to Baltimore because I have relatives in Baltimore. I was watching the playoffs between the Baltimore Bullets and the Milwaukee Bucks, and I got everybody in the houses for the Bullets. I said, well, the same thing happened in Dallas. When Dallas played Baltimore Super Bowl, everybody in the houses for Baltimore, so I went the other way. I'm trying to think how that happened with Pittsburgh. I think it was the same thing with Pittsburgh.
Even as a kid, he was
ruffling feathers.
He was a dick when he was a kid still, too.
Negative vibes, man. No,
but it's funny.
I
think that's the last time. It was It was going to be 1982. 82 was the last time I was at a Sixers game, and it was the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep. Last time you were at a Sixers game was 82.
Yep.
Do you know I was at that Sixers game that I think the Sixers broke? They went 7 and something. There were 7 in
The worst team. Yeah.
I was at a game. I went to a game against the Milwaukee Bucks where the Bucks and the Sixers didn't score but 7, 8 points in the first quarter. It was so bad. The team was so bad. My father got me sick. It's right, not on the floor, but real close because you could get whatever you want back then. Was Lloyd Free that was before World Free was before he was World B. Trying to think who was back in that team, but I was at that. It was the lowest scoring game of the year from the lowest scoring team on the team with the worst record, 7 wins.
So you were at the worst game ever.
Pretty close to the worst game ever. Well, luckily, I was too young to give a shit. I was too busy eating and enjoying while I was there. Sure, the old man wasn't real happy. But basketball is right back where it started from. If you look at it now, I mean, we didn't talk much about the Sixers lately. I mean, they're still playing hard. I watched a couple games.
They're getting wins here and there.
Yeah, they're still blowing it. Every time they win a game, they're blowing it. The strategy, but it's funny because you hear about the Eagles doing what the Sixers are doing, they're wholesaling the team out. It's
nowhere near,
not even
nowhere
close.
Near
not
what they're
even
doing.
close. It's like to give that analogy is stupid.
You can't even do that in football either.
No,
because there's too many people to have. You can't just have
it's not
53 rookies. Like you can't do that.
Yeah, 53 rookies plus. Yeah, you got your what's it called, the scout team that you have, right?
Yeah, it's not physically possible,
right? For the most part. But baseball's going to be rough this year. I don't know. It's going to be tough cooking. Something's crazy got to happen to keep us rolling.
Oh, I believe we'll have plenty of material.
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
I never said it was going to be good. I just said plenty of material.
Our highlight of the year will be when will they move this player? When will they move this player?
Yeah, and also
can they move Howard? Can they move Utley?
Will Amaro survive? Will he survive the whole season?
If he does, then he has some kind of blackmail on somebody.
Yeah,
he has blackmail on somebody.
Got somebody picture somebody with a farm animal. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that. I think his days are numbered. I really do. I got to think if you're an owner of this baseball team and he's your general manager, it's just like any other business. I mean, you're not running my company well. You got to go.
He's got Berube-itis right now. I'll tell you why.
That's because I talk about Berube too.
Well,
there's another
because
guy
there's two guys. Well, they're not going to go to the end of their seasons respectively. You know why? Because it doesn't matter. We all know. Even they could say, if I get rid of Amaro, I still have to pay him. And then find somebody else to do it and double pay.
But that's such money.
That's money. And you know what? It doesn't make a difference because it's not going to change the outcome. As long as he's not the one who's not going to be, which I'm confident he's not the one making the decisions anymore. I'm fairly confident in that. Judging by, like I said, he apologized to Ryan Howard for calling him a crappy player. What GM does that? If you can't call out your own players for playing like shit, then you shouldn't be allowed to be GM. So that means to me he's not calling the shots. So if he's not calling the shots, he can't hurt the team. He can't hurt the team, then he's going to be gone at the end of the season because I'm not going to spend more money when I got Gillick running the show anyway. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
But just look at what's happened. And if you look at since 2008, they won the World Series.
Right.
Then they lost the World Series. Then they lost in NLCS. Then they lost in NLDS.
Right.
Then they were 500, missed the playoffs. Then they're below 500. Then they're last place. We've literally gotten worse for like 9 straight seasons.
But that's the way it went up too. You just traveled the same up and down.
Same way.
That was it. It was 05, right? The 05 was.
We only made the playoffs once before we won the World Series.
Yeah. Well, that was they lost Colorado.
It wasn't like it was like a slow progression. Like it was. We were just like hovering around.
Are you sure it was once? I thought it was 2
I'm looking right now.
I think it was Colorado in the first round, right?
Yeah, that was it.
And the next year they went to the series.
They won the World Series next year.
Really? Okay.
They were always 85, 88, 86, 86. They're always up there with wins, but they never made the playoffs.
Right.
But I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight seasons where we've gotten worse every single year.
Yeah, and
that's historic.
And no retooling either. If you look at
with the same core.
Yeah, same core.
So in 7 years, we didn't. We
underachieved every year.
Have we gotten one notable young good new player? No, in 7 years.
No.
We got retooled. We got what's his name came back. Who they just got rid of this year. The center fielder. Not center fielder. He started his career here.
Bird.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Bird. And that was the big player. The shock of it. That's your big player. That's your
big ad.
A big retool. Yeah.
Well, and now they're talking about somebody big, some big nameless team is interested in Cole Hamels. That's the big rumor.
It's Yankees. I know it's Yankees. I read about it. It's the Yankees. The Yankees.
I thought it might have been the Dodgers.
Okay,
the Yankees are going to eat them up.
Whoever wants them, take them.
But
Yankees
does the
got-
Yankees have a good? I don't think they have anything left in their farm system either.
They got dough. That's what they have.
Yeah, but
Doe doesn't make prospects.
Doe doesn't get Benjamin and
We all see what Ruben does with Doe. You don't want to give Ruben Doe.
Give him more money.
We'll be signing Victor Martinez and
I
a bunch of
think,
35-year-olds.
Victorino back there. That's what'll happen.
Victorino, is he still playing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Victorino. Good.
I'm just telling you, if that's the case, I don't want him going to LA. I want him going somewhere LA or San Diego that has good prospects in their farm system. I don't want him staying on the East Coast because look, all the big teams that can afford them on the East Coast are all retooling just like us. They don't have anything in the farms.
Right.
That's why they're in the predicament. They're going to use Cole
The
as a
perfect
stopgap
suitor-
for 10 more games.
Perfect
10 more
suitor
wins.
is the Cubs.
Yeah,
They
that's
have
a
the best system in baseball.
Yep.
They want to win. They're spending money. They have a
It's their
GM,
It's
a
their
GM
time.
who wants to win. In
Speaking of goats,
Epstein, that's a perfect. I mean, I haven't heard zero rumors about it. I'm just that's the perfect team.
yes, that is the perfect team, and that's why you won't go there.
Right. Unreal.
Because that's the best scenario for us, and it won't happen. I think you're going to find out it's either San Diego or LA.
Well, I still think at the end of the day it's going to be Yankees. Somehow they're going to come up with it. I think. Let's take a break. Cash the King. I got my chef to let Brennan be. The wall's over to my right. This is Sports Goombahs Show. We'll be right back. T-shirts, hoodies, sweats, and more for every name brand available. My man Larry Gilman will take care of all your printing and embroidery needs, whether it's for business, sports, organizations, or maybe you're just opening up a pizzeria. 344tees.com will get it done. Call now, 844-542-2774. That's 844-542-2774. Their customer apparel marketing team are available not just to only give you the product you need, but give you the support and customer service that best matches your goal and budgets. Call 844-542-2774. That's 344tees.com.
BZI Group Inc. for your individual and small group health insurance needs. BZI offers free instant online insurance quotes and applications from major health insurance carriers. The BZI Group is dedicated to a no-nonsense approach to health insurance. They focus on giving you the insurance you need in a timely and cooperative manner. Whether you're looking for individual and family, group, seniors, life, or long-term coverage, BZI can help. For additional information or to speak with an insurance expert, call 1-800-431-4834 or email them at www.bzigroup.com.
Stop paying your bookie each week and start collecting. They have the best handicappers in the world, all in one place. And their only job is to win you money. Check Jeff Brandy's and all the experts at trendbetting.com. Trend betting theory is simple. Trends dominate in sports, and you will win in the long run by following the dominant trend. You will lose in the long run if you buck the dominant trend. Simple enough. That's trendbetting.com.
When you need a good roof over your head, call Seal Roofing. They've been keeping folks warm and dry for many years now and are proud of their work. Seal Roofing and Contracting does it all, whether you need simple repairs before the next big rainy season or a whole new roof. Maybe you need new siding or windows. You can be certain that when you hire Seal Roofing, you're hiring the best. Available 7 days a week with 24-hour emergency service and free estimates. Call 215-533-4066. That's 215-533-4066 or visit sealroofing.net.
Has your home or business been damaged by a recent storm and you're left to deal with the insurance company to make things right? Turn to Apple Public Adjusters and meet owners Patrick O'Donnell and Mark Stendardo. If you've suffered recent storm damage to your home or business, call 267-538-3373. That's 267-538-3373 and protect your rights and maximize your benefits.
Now, the Wall Report.
Well, would you look at that? I got my own intro music. Ladies and gentlemen, I've arrived. How long will it take you to do?
About 3 minutes.
Shower seat.
It sounded like it took all 3 of those minutes.
Yeah.
It sounded like it took 3.5 minutes. I know him.
Listen, engineer, talent. What do you want from me?
Promos. I mean, you just do it all. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. It's the wall report that we're going with.
Yeah, Wall Report.
The
sounds
Wall
good.
Report.
The Wall Report. We'll make that a little better next week. Might get some broads in there cheering out your name and stuff like that. All right, you know.
They don't call him Wall Pole for nothing.
Yeah, wall pole, man. The
Oh,
wall
man.
pole.
See,
Yeah.
come on,
You want
guys.
me to use the last name?
Now
The
you're
wall
embarrassing.
pole.
That's fine. Yeah, throw it out there.
Throw it out there. Yeah.
All my fans out there. Follow me on Twitter.
Dance on
@WallPeasy.
his Wall Pole.
But anyway, we got the Wall Report. We're gonna wrap up things for the week. Guys, I'll start off with some NFL news and notes going around today. Some cuts, some apparent signings since they're not official yet. Got some releases. Saints released linebacker Curtis Lofton. We have the Texans releasing Andre Johnson. Steelers.
Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson's out there.
Wow, he's a guy who falls.
We need a receiver, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's been injured, right? He's had a lot of bouts with he had some stuff.
Yeah,
going
the
down.
last
Yeah.
year or two, he's been a little banged up, but he's still. I mean, he can still be a number 2.
Now, okay, you don't have Macklin. Okay, in this worst scenario, you pick him up. Is he good enough to be a one? Because you don't have one.
I think with the Eagles, best case scenario, bring either first, second round rookie in and sign a veteran receiver like that. Boom, good. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Now, your opinion, not to sidetrack you, was Macklin even the number 1 receiver caliber
Here?
in the NFL? Is he number 1 receiver quality?
I think he showed that he is.
Okay.
He had his season.
I think he's. Yeah, I think. I mean, those numbers are number 1. Those are number 1 numbers.
Received that he is not quite number 1.
What?
Generally around. That's what I was listening to all around today.
Well, he's
almost
digressed because of
Yeah, but-
injuries and stuff, but he can you don't know what he has in right.
But think about it: 32 NFL teams. He's one of the 32 best receivers in the NFL. He is a number 1.
Right.
Is he a number 1 for the best team? No, he's not.
No.
But he's one of the 32 best receivers in the NFL.
Yeah,
Cecil Shorts is a number 1 for the Jaguars. I mean, it doesn't mean he's a number 1 in real life, but
when you have
he's a 1 somewhere.
When we have the receiving quarter we have now, anybody's plug in right now is not bad. But like we said in the beginning, receivers can come out of college now and play well in the NFL because of the way the rules are.
Yeah, we saw that with Beckham and kid from Carolina.
Right.
Also declining the option of Darrelle Revis of the Patriots.
I want the island here, man. Give me that island.
I would love the island.
Put Revis Island.
I'll
here
live.
in
I'll
Philly,
move
man.
in.
He'll teach the players. He'll make plays. He's got the smarts for it. A little old in the tooth, but who cares?
Mm-hmm.
He can stop something. Remember what we had last year? We had nothing back there.
What do you mean? We had Bradley Fletcher and Kerry Williams. What do you mean?
We had nothing. That's what I mean. So now anybody's better than what they have.
The cardboard cutout that they still had of Brian Dawkins in the locker room was a better deep end.
He installed more fear in receivers than
exactly.
A reported signing, of course, not official. Jaguars signing Julius Thomas from the Broncos. Jaguars have all the money in the world to spend. They might as well do it. And also, Patrick Willis hanging him up.
Oh, he started here.
In a prime.
Yeah.
He started here.
Willis was a linebacker, wasn't he?
No,
he didn't start
He's
here.
been the best linebacker in football for 8 years.
Wasn't he when he first came in?
No.
I'm
If he was, he would have never left.
Thinking of somebody else.
Prime of his career, only 30 years
Willis
old.
here.
He's hanging it up. But that's what we got in NFL. But Eagles are looking for a running back. There's one out there. His name's Chris Johnson. If you guys remember him.
I had Chris Johnson on my fantasy from the Jets.
Yeah, well, there you go. You can pick. The Eagles can pick him up. He only got shot in a drive-by as of late.
That's not bad.
No,
That's not
exactly.
Drive-bys. Listen, if you're not clipped good in the drive-by, it's still good drive-by.
I think this shows his toughness.
That's right.
Exactly, and that's what you want. You want a tough running back.
Sure.
You can take a bullet.
Yeah,
you can play for Chip.
To me, that's
a Chip kind of guy.
Yeah, now that's a Chip guy. Now you can't say nothing about that. You know
exactly.
You can take a bullet. You can probably take a good hit. You know, something and get back up and run the next play, more or less. Yeah,
You sure he's in a hockey player?
No.
No,
The hockey
if
players,
he is in the hospital. He didn't.
He's
he's in a hospital.
He's a wuss then.
listen,
Yeah.
hockey
He's not
players
a
are
hockey
different.
player then.
It's different. Hockey players get cut, they bleed. A bullet goes in, stays in. There's not much blood going out there. They patch that thing right up for you.
What if it's like through and through? Like he tries
It's a
to turn
drive-by. When it's a
turn-
drive-by,
catch-
it's only shoulders on
Yeah, but
drive-bys.
take it in the shoulder. Yeah.
No one gets clipped anywhere. You get shoulders on drive. That's a good idea. Chris Johnson. Yeah,
Exactly.
get him
There
in.
you go.
Yeah, maybe the
tough.
bullet's still in him. You know what I mean? They keep the bullet in him, gives him incentive to play better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got armor in you. You got shrapnel. You're a shrapnel ball player.
Anyway, we'll stick with the NFL. Texans safety DJ Swearinger.
Now, that's a football name.
Swearinger. He's potentially getting arrested for stealing his own truck.
Nice.
If you want to hear how you can possibly do that.
Oh, I can don't make the payments.
No, that's not it. No, he took it to an auto body shop, got it tricked out to the max. This thing, it's already a truck as it is. He has it up. It's about 20 feet in the air now with how high he has it. All the fixings, the tint and all that. They gave him the bill, 20 grand. He said, I'm not paying this. He took his truck and he left. He never paid for it. So they called the police on him, and now the police are investigating it.
20 grand. That's grand theft
Is
auto.
that a stolen car?
That's a felony.
That's not just that. He just didn't pay for the service. He didn't steal a car.
Yeah, but
He stole
if
his
you
car.
get 20 grand worth of services and you just take it and leave,
That's a felony.
but you got to realize it was in the shop. Like you can't just go into a shop and take your thing back out.
He broke into the place.
Oh, he broke in, but
no, it's like this. If he probably grabbed his keys
Yeah,
and
and
said,
said,
I'm
"I'm
not
outta
paying
here."
for it. I'm out of it. And you know what? I'm not standing in front of a truck like Mike
No.
said that's got 20 feet
you
tall.
probably could have
Just the
because it probably
tires
would have
alone.
drove right over you.
What? Somebody else got run over by a car lately. It didn't
No,
turn out
no.
good for them either.
No,
so,
it didn't. No, it did
so
not.
you know what?
I wasn't going to go there.
You kind of let the guy leave with that big old truck of his.
Final news in the NFL: the Buccaneers cheerleaders filed a class action lawsuit
It's about time.
against the team because apparently they were working so many. They only got paid $100 for game day, and everything else they did, charities, their tryouts or workouts, everything, they didn't get paid for. So they did the math, came out to they were getting paid about $2 an hour. So they filed a class action lawsuit. After taxes,
And that didn't make ESPN. I mean, come on, man.
well, after
Like
taxes,
the Goombahs.
lawyer fees, and the fact that how many girls were in this, they all got about $6 grand each. So,
Nice. That's a payday.
Congratulations.
Let me tell you about those cheerleaders. Well, I'll tell you about them. They pay to be cheerleaders. Costs money to be cheerleaders.
Pretty much,
They
yeah.
don't get paid. To be a tryout, it costs money. Of course, the King dated one once. Tried out for the Eagles, and I paid.
Mhm.
I paid for her not to make it. It was a decent shot, But they pay. There's not, cheerleading is not it's a glamour thing. It's something for them to maybe get a spot.
But when you hear that, hey, we just won a class action lawsuit against an NFL team for almost $1 million, you're thinking, nice. And then you realize I just won $6 grand.
Yeah, $6 grand.
Yeah.
Players.
So every cheerleader in the league got $6
No, every
grand?
Buccaneer
Buccaneer
cheer.
Oh, okay. All right. Just check. How many cheerleaders were there?
It's over the years. There's 93 of them.
Holy
A
crap.
lot of money, man.
I thought it was for like one season.
That's like stealing tips in a restaurant, right?
Oh, well.
Moving on to we got some baseball news here. I don't know if you guys saw the story about the Blue Jays. They have their ace pitcher out of their system. He's the number one pitcher in their entire system, former first-round pick. His name's Daniel Norris. He lives in a van behind Walmart. He signed a multi-million-dollar signing bonus.
I like that.
But he willingly lives in a van. He doesn't own a home.
That's a ball player.
So, and if you're going to live in a van, you got to live in a van behind Walmart.
It makes me think of some reason the Field of Dreams comes in my head or something. I don't know why. It's just a van traveling there.
Maybe it's Bull Durham.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Something Bull Durham. Yeah.
What the hell? Crash Davis.
Well, no, there's something to this.
No, he just enjoys it. He lives
That's
in
what I'm saying. There's something to this.
Like
Well,
a
yeah.
little van? A little van? Or
No,
is
it's
it
like a shaggin' wagon.
It's like a what?
It is a Volkswagen too.
It's a VW bug van. That's
Are
what it
you
is.
kidding me? A VW bus?
So
Really?
he's one of those,
Oh, he's definitely one of those.
He's 60s, yeah.
What,
He's one of
does he
those.
play for Colorado Form System or
No,
okay.
Well,
Toronto.
Seattle maybe?
That'll change. You'll see. In 2 years, if he makes it, it'll be a Winnebago that looks like that.
Yeah.
You know what I
And
mean?
he'll upgrade to an RV.
Yeah, RV. Yeah, we have the same
He's got the
theme.
money already,
Yeah,
right?
he was a first round pick, got millions.
Yeah.
Still decides to live in a van. Doesn't want to be a
You
homeowner.
got to
Hey,
appreciate
you got
that.
taxes and
You got to mow the lawn.
and
Bullshit
insurance.
like that.
Just pay $200 for car insurance. He's good to go. Smart move, actually. I think that was actually a really smart move.
Yeah.
Pablo Sandoval, who's signed with the Red Sox, had some choice words for the Giants on his way out.
Really?
Yeah, he said
That's odd.
spring training of 2014, he knew 100% fact he was not coming back. He said he doesn't regret it. He wants nothing to do with them because he felt disrespected from the organization. Now this is a guy who won. They won 3 World Series together, and he said the only 2 things he misses about the Giants at all is Bochy, because Bochy's he's a legend, Hall of Famer, and of all people, Hunter Pence.
Where's he going?
No, he's still there.
Oh,
And Hunter
he's going to
Pence.
miss it,
Really?
yeah.
The only thing he misses, he doesn't care about any of the organization as a whole, the fans,
Hunter Pence.
nothing. All he cared about was Hunter Pence and Bochy.
Mr.
Doesn't
Not Blink
Doesn't
himself.
blink. He still
I thought
hasn't
this was
blinked.
supposed to be the model franchise nowadays,
What?
and their biggest star of the past 10 years. He knew I do.
He's out too.
The second he said the second I could have got out of there, I left.
6 months or 6 weeks, right?
Who?
What?
What you call it? The left fielder. You just said his name, man.
Pence?
Yeah, Pence is out.
Is he hurt?
Oh yeah. He took some a knee or something, took a ball.
Fall from grace. They're not
Fall
making the
from
playoffs.
grace. No, not this year. That they had their
No,
run.
no,
Their
no.
run's over.
I'm just curious. Does he? I mean, like, is anything specific or just like felt? What do you mean by disrespected?
You know what?
He said the way they were
Money?
the way they talked to his agent, he didn't like it.
Oh, bullshit, man. Where did he go, Sandoval? Where'd he go?
Boston.
Yeah, now I wonder why he's
He
talking.
said he left money on the table in San Francisco. He said money. He said didn't matter what they offered him. He was leaving as soon as he could.
All right, see you later. Have a nice
Thanks
day.
for your 3 World
Have a
Series. See you
nice
later.
day. You know.
Kentucky finished off the perfect season, 31-0.
Yeah, it is your team, right?
Is it? Question comes up: best college basketball team of all time?
Nah, I gotta go back to UCLA before your time.
Yeah,
Yeah, come on.
at the Walton.
The Walton Jabbar, run.
Did they play together?
No, they just played at different eras at the time. But that UCLA,
That run.
the whole, what was his name? Wooden, right?
Yeah, John Wooden.
John Wooden.
They named the award after him.
Yeah, they'll never that'll never be. They'll never have that kind of run of a college.
That's
team.
kind of like Lord Stanley's Cup.
UCLA was-
Yeah, but if they do win it
all.
all, I mean, no men's team goes undefeated. That's women's.
Wait,
right
well,
there.
didn't
No, like,
No, that
yeah, like
was-
UNLV or something.
Wait,
If they
UCLA
win the whole
won.
thing, then I say you have an argument. You
Yeah.
have a very big argument.
Because the game's different nowadays. Like
Yeah.
with you said, the average team nowadays
Wins
is way
2-3.
better than the
Yes.
average team in the 70s. The average team was us 3 and 2 friends.
Yeah.
Like-
UCLA went a whole year without losing a game, and then another season. I think they went a whole season.
Yeah, but you can't go
plus.
off. You can't go off back to back though, because you're looking at one season.
Well,
You
they
can't
went-
look at an era.
Best team. He's talking about the best team, best
And-
college team.
And if you can
that
go
year,
undefeated in college basketball in 2015,
yeah,
Yeah,
the
I know what
whole
you're
way?
saying. Well,
yeah,
it's
it's,
just like
a different time. He's comparing errors.
Yeah.
I would most definitely say if they get there all the way, yeah, because
tough to argue against.
it's hard to argue against. I would
Mhm.
give you that.
We got the scandal in Syracuse. Jim
Yeah, what's up with
Boeheim.
that? I was reading about that. I didn't get the whole deal on that.
He's
What do you do?
using illegal players. I didn't read the whole article because I don't care enough about
That's nothing.
Syracuse.
And they're just catching them now, huh?
But he had to vacate 108 wins. He dropped from second most wins of all time to 6th, and he's
Yeah.
suspended.
The fall from grace.
I
man.
know.
I remember back in the 90s, he had great basketball teams. He couldn't win. He had all these players. All these players went to it was his fault. And then in the 2000s, he started winning.
Yeah, once he got Melo and
Yeah, but he had some great ball players back in the 90s, but he just couldn't win. He couldn't get out of the NCAA bracket, with all those players. But sent a lot of players to the NBA.
he said he's not retiring though. He said he's not gonna pull a Calhoun or not a Calhoun.
Well, what might
Well, not
happen
Calhoun
is
too, but
will he
or Pete Carroll.
will he leave Syracuse and go to a
No, he said he's
lesser
not.
team? No,
He said he's staying. He got suspended. He's suspended for like 20 games, lost his wins, blah blah blah. But
hurts,
I mean,
hurts alumni
because he's
It
supposed to
hurts
be, he's
what
he
the upcoming-
is Syracuse.
Yeah.
Like he's the whole university, not just a team. So that's
So
a black guy because he didn't see that coming.
is it him or is it people above him?
Nah,
that did
I think
this?
it's him.
You think it's him?
I think
Yeah.
it's him.
Boeheim.
Good old Boeheim.
Yeah, I never liked him. Snapperhead.
Got some all the boxing fans out there going to go crazy. NBC debuted their
I saw that.
premier boxing championship. Is there anything possible boxing can do to make you care? I mean,
No.
They tried to put Al Michaels on it to make it.
Yeah, they were promoting the hell out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't.
And
that
from what I
doesn't-
heard, the Adrian Broner or whatever, he is a big name in boxing, but I mean, I can't see
Not
boxing.
enough to drag you in.
I
no.
can't see it coming back.
Now, on an offshoot of that, how about Layla Ali talking smack about Ronda Russell.
Ronda
Rousey.
Rousey.
What, the MMA girl?
Yeah,
saying that
that's
a 44-year-old woman, pro boxer, thinks that she can take.
Well, she can't.
A 20-something, like 14, basically the Mike Tyson of the women's.
Yeah,
I watched
fighting.
this girl fight, and she's one bad broad.
She would be all three of us up at the same time.
Yeah.
If she walked in the room and we all attacked her, we're leaving hurt. We're on the ground
with Vic on her ankle.
What's their interview? And the guy interviewing her says, "Oh, go ahead, you can't hurt me." And she ended up breaking like a couple of his ribs or something.
Yeah, I saw that. She gave him like one little spin.
Yeah,
spin slam, broke his ribs.
Love it.
Yeah, bring this up, and I watched something very interesting, and it was stupid. It's called the TFC. It's the battle royal of MMA, but it's not MMA. The TFC, it's like the team
fighting championship,
something like that. Not yet, but they have 5 guys in the ring against 5 guys.
See, I always said that would be an awesome idea.
I watched it. I watched it for a little bit. In fact, I was going to call my guy Steve and see if Steve Austin, he wanted to come and talk about this tonight. And at the time, what was ridiculous is they all square off together. So there's 5 guys.
I've seen something like this before.
It's 5 guys. And you look it up. It's 5 guys in the ring.
Was it like Polish guys or Russian guys?
No, it's all the countries. Yeah, it was Americans against Canadians. And I was watching the Russians and the Americans. And it's 5 guys all squaring off, all cut in a ball. Well, once one guy gets tapped out, that guy goes over. Now it's 2-on-1.
Yeah, of course.
But what was ridiculous about the 2, he walks over to the other 2, and there's 2 more guys rolling around on the floor, and starts wailing away on a guy's head.
Yeah.
Wait, he's in a hold. All of a sudden, he comes over and boom, boom, boom.
You gotta get that man advantage.
Well, look, it's street fight.
Oh, it's not sanctioned. No,
it's not even sports anymore. It's just, and the guy's all bloody. I'm like, and they're announcing this thing like it's a big deal. They got the guys in the suits over there. They got the ring girl, and it's like they think, and this is up and coming sport.
No,
and
it's not.
What they were saying. He says we have to just to get it right, we got to change some of the rules. It's just like MMA when it first came out from Gracie Octagon, how they had to change things. They retooled it little by little. Well, this is ridiculous. You cannot have a battle royal, an open fist fight, especially 2-on-1. And at one point, it was 3-on-1.
Yeah.
And the referees break it up real quick. Once they see that, once it's 3-on-1, pounding guys in a hole, and there's 2 guys wailing on both sides of his head. It was
but come on. I mean,
it is a barbaric. It's stupid.
Yeah, but
that's what it was.
I've said this since I first saw MMA. Like, if you had a tag team match, how great would that be? And not
team.
Not the way you're saying. Like, if it was legit, like, all right, I'm about to lose, so I go where I tag my guy, and now they're fighting. Like, that would be amazing.
I used to like that wrestling.
I know what you're talking about. The wrestling,
of course,
the wrestling. Yeah,
but
Midnight Express,
but
Rock and Roll Express.
But if it's actual UFC, like if it's like John Jones and Anderson Silva against these 2, like that would be.
That's good.
Can you imagine that?
It's controlled. It's controlled.
Yes, I would love to see that.
Yes,
that's the evolution of what should happen.
Then you can have tag team champions. Like,
you know what? I'm gonna mention that. See if we get that going.
Yeah.
Sports Goombahs. We want tag team MMA. That's what we're looking to do.
But like you said, sanction, not just brutal. Like,
yeah. Well, it's always 1-on-1. When was the last time you saw tag team in wrestling?
We see it all the time, but it's not good.
Not like in the old days.
It's never.
It's
not when Haystacks Calhoun used to tag Tony Gurria.
Not
and he used to jump out on the top.
No, there's been better, much better
Tony
since
Gurria and Rick Martel.
That was afterwards. No, and then Tony Gurria was Superfly Jimmy Snuka. That was good because Snuka used to jump off the top of the
and Backlund.
That's right. Yeah.
And then Infamous off the cage, but that was in Philly at the.
That's way after.
Infamous
that was MSG.
No, but Snuka was way before that, doing that flying whatever. He used to dive off the top of it. I loved him. Man.
That'd be phenomenal.
Roddy Piper hitting him with the coconut.
Yeah, you can go on and on. That bullshit. But yeah, I'm watching this stuff and I'm thinking this is what they're trying to promote. But anyway, good.
Not the brawl. That's not going to catch on.
What killed me is I'm watching the announcers are so into it. Oh, this is fantastic.
Especially because they say once that fight, if you want to call it a fight, I don't know what you're going to call it, a brawl, isn't going to last more than 2 or 3 minutes. Because the second you get a 1-man advantage, it's over.
He's in the guard. He's in the guard holding the guy down. The other guy comes over and just starts wailing away on his head. Like the guy's like sitting. Like,
yeah, because if it's us 3 against these 3, I tap one guy out. The second, and you guys are all locked up 1-on-1. The second I have an opportunity to start punching unsuspecting people in the head,
Right.
it's over.
Right. Well, the refs did jump in, but
Yeah.
they waited one or two. Waited the gash got big enough on his forehead to cut it off. Blood all over the place. It's like, come on.
Tag
man.
Team UFC, put on the board. I want
Yes.
that.
Yes.
That's what I want.
I'm
like
so
it.
into that.
I like it, Mikey.
I'm in.
I
All right.
like, yes, and it can be done too. What you do is you have the guy sitting on top of the cage, tag him like that. He jumps in.
Yeah.
The other guy jumps up on top. You set it up. That way.
Perfect.
I like that. Tag Team UFC.
Be amazing.
Beautiful.
You talking about pay-per-view? Woo.
Yeah. Let's
Pay-per-view buys on that? Be
Yeah.
crazy.
how we get out there.
Stick with boxing. 50 Cent. He's always backed Mayweather in his
Fight
fights.
too? Oh yeah.
50 Cent's dropping $1.6 million on Floyd Mayweather.
Joke. The whole thing's a joke.
Who you got?
I'm not even interested.
Who you got?
Who I got?
Yeah.
I want Pacquiao. I want Pacquiao to drop this guy.
Ugh.
I hope he does it in 5 minutes too. I'm tired of hearing about it.
I think it's going to be Pacquiao.
I don't know if Pacquiao's good enough anymore to do it. I really don't. I think.
Is there anything in the world that you would wager 1.6 million on?
Not that.
I'm saying, is there anything? I'm asking you.
Yeah.
What are you that confident about that you'd wager 1.6 million?
Not the Predators.
Maybe the Islanders.
St. Francis, New York basketball tomorrow night.
There's no. Well, it
I don't
depends.
think anything.
Well, first of all, yeah, it depends on how much dough I got. If I got 50-cent dough, I might,
That's what 5 G's for me.
Yeah, but what are you betting 5 G's on? I'm not betting 5
I'm
G's
not
on
going-
anything.
Nope, taxes. That's it.
What else we got here? One more. I got 2 more things here. Tim Duncan last night had his first game with no field goals since 1994.
he's digressing.
21 years
You think?
between him not scoring a field goal from the floor. That's amazing. It was because it's over now. Was the longest streak in NBA history. It dates back to college, of course. He was in college in '94. I believe he was a freshman, maybe sophomore.
Well, it would have to
A
be,
freshman.
How's San Antonio playing? They playing
Probably in
well,
first place.
Yeah.
We got to check on that. Anyone?
Yeah. I got it.
Nashville, end of the first period, nothing against Arizona. Something's wrong in Nashville. They didn't score a goal against. Oh my God.
San Antonio's a 7 seed. Whoa. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap things up with your cult hero, and that's our boy Justin Bieber.
Oh, you gotta be
Bieber.
kidding
This is our weekly
me. How's
Bieber
he
update
making
here.
the Bees making the show this
This is
time.
our weekly Bieber update, as we are all
No talent.
we're
No
all
nothing.
anticipating his.
You can't blame him because he warned you he was going to do this.
What do you do?
He's going to have a Bieber fact every week.
No, I'm bringing my weekly Bieber update. He has the roast. They announced some more roasters.
Yeah, no. When is that?
Who
It's,
else is in on it?
It's 2 weeks from tonight.
I gotta get a spot on that.
3 weeks.
I
3 weeks
gotta
from
make
tonight.
some calls.
We'll have our own.
Yeah.
We'll have our own Bieber roast here.
Yeah.
But they announced 4 more roasters. No one's funnier than Martha Stewart, so you know she's going to kill it.
Yeah.
Martha Stewart is doing it. You have
Convict.
He's going to croquet.
she's doing it. She's doing
vest
it.
for him
She's
or
doing it
something?
live via Skype from jail.
Oh God.
No, she's not. She's not. She's out of jail.
No.
We also have rappers Ludacris, Snoop Dogg, and NBA's Shaquille O'Neal.
Now Snoop will be good. Snoop's got.
I think
Snoop's
Snoop's so corny. He
Yeah,
will
but
be
he's got
good.
a
I know he'll be
history of-
good.
He's got a history. He'll have so many. He has so many different people, like sports people, in every aspect of entertainment that he'll, wait on down to Cheech and Chong,
Mhm.
for the most part. Shaquille O'Neal, that'll be a good one too. See, I don't like the roast thing. To me, it used to be comedians roasting comedians back in the when it started with Dean Martin back in the Dean Martin roast. That was the whole
Celebrity roast.
thing.
Yep.
You had to be a member of the Friars Club. It was actually the Friars
Yeah,
roast.
I
What
remember
it
that.
was back in the day. And you had to be a member of that. And the Friars, the same guys were on the dais. The same comedians were up there, and they just picked out their people. This Comedy Central thing is completely different.
I'm not
But-
looking forward to this one as much as I could.
Yeah,
I think it's because the Franco one was so amazing
What?
that it can only go downhill from here.
the
like I
Franco
said-
one was odd because Franco, he's on the borderline. He hangs with comedians. He's
Yeah.
not a comedian. He doesn't just stand
He's
up.
unintentionally funny.
Right.
I mean, like if you look at all the movies he's been in, he's been very funny,
Yeah.
and a lot of them are very good. And then you have the one where in the I don't know what the Canyon movie, right, where he
He
cuts
cuts
his
his-
127
yeah,
hours.
yeah, yeah.
That's a true
Well, he does a
story.
lot. He does a lot of serious things, but like,
Yeah.
but when it's like he has like the two. He has his group of friends. He's a clown with, and he's hilarious with, and then he has
Yeah.
like his serious stuff. But that
And
was
where does the Spider-Man stuff fall?
that was pre being famous. But that one was like Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen,
Oh, yeah.
Sandberg, Bill Hader. Like that was the best roast ever. And like how funny is Martha Stewart going to be? And Ludacris, is he funny? I don't know.
Well,
so,
well, it depends on the people, you know.
It all depends on the people. Like Bieber is such a good target because just like you said, you say the name Bieber and it just instills hate in like 90% of the world.
Well, and also too, going back to what Cassie said, you got roasted by people that didn't like you either.
Right.
I mean, and you knew it.
Yeah.
You knew that they were going to take some questionable shots on you too.
It's like the Howard Stern roast.
Yeah. You knew damn well that you were going to, and it was all, and that was part of like, it was part of taking your lumps. It was part of being like, all right, we're roast you. Now you're one of us. Even I don't like you or whatever. That's what it kind of meant back then.
I would love to be on a roast. I think I could have some really mean things. We got to roast Cashy one of these nights.
Yeah. I got enough people that don't like me, that's for sure. You know?
That's
the worst roast I ever saw was that guy on the Jersey Shore.
Oh my God! I was doing the Trump roast.
Mike,
the situation.
Oh, he was actually being roasted.
No, he wasn't being roasted.
He was one of the speakers.
He was attempting to roast Donald Trump, and he absolutely bombed.
I know, it was terrible. I thought he was.
It was uncomfortable to watch.
Right.
Like you're watching like, oh no,
he's got
you thought that was funny.
That
like,
whole shit, that whole show, that character, him, is the most overrated.
It's not. It's not anymore. It's just gone.
It's just gone. But I'm saying his whole character itself, to me, I never got it. I knew a lot of people, even my ex, used to sit there and watch it all day.
Well,
she used to watch those Saturday
funny thing about
marathons on it.
The show itself was entertaining.
Did you grow up on the Jersey Shore?
No.
I did. Every summer, my parents had a house down.
Oh no, I think about the show. Yeah, I grew up in the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
did you grow up in the
They
early
are not
2010s?
Jersey. That's all New York crap to me. They look like New York people.
Well, it's not
the way they
it's
talk,
not,
the
no,
way
it's
they
not
acted.
even. No, it's not even
Jersey.
It's not even that. It was the era of all the start of the reality cameras in everybody's place, which is a reality. You know, you want to come here, we're reality. We're live. We have a camera in front of us, and who the hell knows what's going to happen? You know, the dog shits on the floor. He shits on the floor. We're not cutting it. You know, my point being is that the character itself never had anything to it. It was a bunch of people sitting around but it enamored so many people
because they were such like caricatures. Like they were so outlandish.
Yeah, but it was all fake because there was cameras. Once there's cameras, it's not. That's the whole thing that bugged me about reality TV and the cameras, the Kardashian bullshit, and all the other stuff that came before it. The housewife of Jersey, housewife of that, whatever. If you have cameras, it's not reality. It just isn't, because if there's a camera, it means one, it can be cut. Two, you know there's a camera, so you're aware of what you're saying. If it's reality, the only reality there is in TV is sports, other than wrestling.
Even then, that's.
But still, it happens.
Sports even reality sometimes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying that reality. It's not. It happens then. The cameras don't make a difference.
Anytime what you're saying.
Four people sitting in a room like us. I mean, we're on right now.
Three.
Yeah, who else is here?
The camera's
the dog.
Yeah, Vic. You know,
Vic.
No, don't disrespect Vic. Hey, you good girl, good guy, good dog. Anyway, what I'm saying is, when we were not on camera,
yes,
we were scratching our nuts if we wanted to. We didn't care. But now that we're on camera, we have to be careful that we don't do goofy stuff that people see. It's no longer reality in here. Okay?
No, I beg to differ. I say it's reality because what happens. Yeah. It's not like this. My whole gist is the minute you cut it and edit it, when you go to the editing room floor, it's not reality anymore.
No, but still, it doesn't have to be reality. When there's a camera in the room, you're reacting different to the camera than you would if there wasn't one in the room.
Although sometimes some people don't act different, and that's a problem.
But I know. But what I'm saying,
they're too real.
The majority of these shows, there was a camera in there. There is. I mean, it's just because it's not being cut doesn't change the reality of it. It's just because it's being shot. When it's it's almost, the reality would have to be, the closest thing I could think of reality would be candid camera, because that camera was hidden and they caught the people doing stuff without. Now they cut that when we saw.
What about that caught on camera TV show?
Well, yeah.
Like on the MSN, no, but like the MSNBC, like the accidents.
Right. Also that the
what would you do with John?
The show that I like to watch, that I watch. These that those 4 idiots they do
Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't watch that at all.
I watch that because
my sister likes that.
Yeah, it's got some reality to it. They do stuff like that, and they've got themselves in trouble already. I mean, they got guys hit. stealing food off a table in a restaurant.
It's
you gotta get
like
smacked
that
in the
Todd,
head.
that was, I just said I made a joke. Todd Quinones, what would you do?
Right.
They put people in situations to make them uncomfortable to see what happens.
Right.
And
That's what
Did somebody
it should
put
be.
Mike's situation in a roast to see what would happen? Because he looked uncomfortable in that.
But he was scripted. His jokes were scripted. He was already told what
Yeah,
he was
I know,
going to say.
But it was awful. That's
It
the
was
sad
awful.
part.
Yeah. Well, that was the end of his career. That was the end of him.
If he still had a career at that point, that was
right.
the official.
doesn't
end.
he own like vodka or something like that? He can fall back on.
Well, I think in my very first ball report, he made a cameo where he owed like $30,000
Remember that.
for tax evasion.
Yeah.
Well, that's a show. That's a wrap, guys. Good show. Real good show. We thank everybody for tuning in. Our sponsors, as usual.
Hopefully, he took those live picks. Can we get a score check on your
Yeah, I
picks?
got it.
I don't think Nashville has a goal yet.
Nashville 0-0. San Jose 1-0
Yeah.
over
Okay.
Pittsburgh.
All right.
Started to looks like they
I'm going
just
against
started
B
the
now.
second.
It's come down to
Yeah.
go against B now in hockey. We got to still go back and forth. What is that?
Whoever wins tonight is allowed to make picks next week.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
It's like a
Fans,
survivor.
they can't wait.
No. I just look for too many plays lose too many ways.
Oh,
I'm only going to take one.
Now he's using my lines.
It's gospel here. It's not a line. It's gospel.
Yeah, I know. I'm Cashy King. My chef to left, Brendan B here. Mikey Wall. This is Sports Goombahs.
We'll see you next week for the Sports Goombahs.
Goombahs show live. The only live show, only live reality sports talk show in America, probably all over the world. We don't cut. We don't clip. We got a dog. Deliver
Even though
pizza.
sometimes we should.
Yeah, sometimes we should. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for joining us.